Escape. Escape tonight to the China Seas in Typhoon.
The Columbia Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations presents Escape, a new series of programs of which this, the fourth, is Typhoon by Joseph Conrad, produced and directed by William N. Robeson.
Of all the great authors who wrote of the sea, none so captured the wonder and the horror of it as did Joseph Conrad. Tonight, we escape to the China Seas in his great story, Typhoon, told in the words of a certain Mr. Jukes, chief mate of the China coast steamer Nan Shan, a young man of very remarkable perceptions.
I've been sailing the China Sea long enough to see some strange and terrible things, but nothing as bad as that was. Why, God himself forgot us, and the whole blinking universe set out to do us in that night. It was the... Oh, but that comes later. I guess you can't really understand what happened on board the Nan Shan without knowing something about our skipper, Captain McWhirr. Stupid McWhirr, I called him. And after sailing with him for 3 years, I ought to know what I'm talking about. Why, I tagged him right off, first day he came aboard to take command. In Liverpool it was. And Mr. Siggs, who was one of the owners, was showing him around the deck.
There's no more modern ship afloat. I might say again that you've come to us very highly recommended, Captain McWhirr. We've a great deal of confidence in you.
Thank you, Mr. Siggs.
She's a brand new ship and a good ship. There's no reason why you shouldn't continue in command of her as long as you like.
Well, that's fine.
She'll be the smartest thing afloat in the China trade. Why, she's put together like a Swiss watch. Precision built from stem to stern.
Wait, just a minute, Mr. Siggs.
What is it?
That lock.
Lock? What lock?
Here, on the cabin door.
What about it?
You'll notice how it's been set in the frame, somewhat cocked at an angle. The ship starts rolling a bit, and the first thing you know, it snaps open and leaves the door swinging. It really should be fixed, Mr. Siggs.
That's Captain McWhirr, the best berth he'd ever had. New command, a brand new ship. When instead of pinching himself to see if he's awake, he complains about a lock on the cabin door.
Yes,
see what I mean?
Captain McWhirr, I see what you mean. I'll have it attended to right away. I think you'll do all right.
Thank you, Mr. Siggs.
Well, everybody knows what the China coast is. You haul out of Bangkok for a quick run up to Singapore and then shove off for Hong Kong. 2 days ashore, and you do it all over again. 3 years of it. 3 years of heat, smells, weather, copra, silk, and tea. Along in there somewhere, the owners decided to transfer the ship's registry to the Siamese flag. Don't ask me why. They just did, that's all. Anyway, I can tell you I didn't like it. When you grow up under the Union Jack, you figure to go on sailing under it. Not that the skipper, of course, could understand that kind of a feeling. Oh, no. Not old stupid McWhirr.
Aye? What is that, Mr. Jukes?
They just sent the new flag out from shore, sir. Here it is.
Oh, fine, fine. Unroll it. Let's have a look. Ah, yes.
In my opinion, sir, it's a queer kind of flag for a man to sail under.
Oh, and what's the matter with it?
Well, it just looks queer to me, that's all.
Well, now, let's see. A white elephant on a red field. Oh, just a minute. I'll look it up in the book. Here we are. Siam. White elephant on a field of bright red. Length exactly twice the breadth. So. Well, there's nothing wrong with this flag, Mr. Jukes.
Oh, isn't there?
Not a thing. I hardly thought there could be. After all, these people ought to know how to make their own flag. It stands to reason.
Does it now?
You must have it confused with some other flag, Mr. Jukes.
Well, all I can say is...
Of course, you'll have to take care the seamen don't hoist the elephant upside down. That is, before they're quite used to it. I presume it might be taken for a signal of distress. And in that case, well, the way I see it, that elephant stands for something like the nature of a Union Jack in the British flag.
Oh, you think so? Well, it's like a bloomin' Noah's Ark. That's what it is.
Mr. Jukes.
I'm sorry, sir.
I can't see where the color of a flag could anywise affect the navigation of a ship.
All right, sir. I'll instruct the hands. It'd certainly be a most distressful sight to see that elephant hoisted upside down. Well, that was Captain McWhirr. Couldn't get a thing through his head if you drew him a picture. And that's the skipper we had to sail under on the maddest, wildest trip that any coaster ever took. We were loading out in Singapore. Half the cargo had already come aboard. The sun was blazing, and the smoke from our stacks hung over the decks like a blanket. The Nanshan's winches puffed away aft, and cargo chains creaked and clattered across the coamings. I was in the waist supervising the loading when Mr. Rout, the chief engineer, came up.
Hey there, Jukes. What's going on down there on the dock? Looks like a bloomin' army.
Well, I don't know, Mr. Rout. Must be a mob of coolies on the move.
Here comes the captain. Could be some of his doing.
Mr. Jukes.
Aye, sir.
Keep the forward tween deck clear of cargo. There'll be 200 coolies coming aboard, and we'll plan to bank them down there.
Good Lord, where are they bound?
Foochow. We'll have to put in there this trip.
Yeah, but we're not fixed to handle passengers, sir.
Oh, they'll bring supplies aboard with them. Every man's got a camphor wood chest, so you'll have to nail deck battens down there to keep them from sliding.
Yes, sir. I'll see to it.
They've all been working on a plantation north somewhere. 2-year contract. They're dying to get home. It wouldn't have been quite right to turn them down. You may as well start them coming aboard, Mr. Jukes.
All right, sir. Ollie number 1, boy, Ollie same. Listen, you savvy, huh? Ollie fellow, catch him here. Top side, catch him step, step. Bottom side, Ollie time, chop, chop. Single file now. One fellow, one time, all the time. What do you suppose they carry in those boxes?
Oh, I suppose they're personal belongings, Mr. Jukes. And, of course, their 2 years' pay in silver dollars.
Well, they're as vicious a looking bunch of murderers as I've ever seen.
Murderers? Oh, come now, Mr. Jukes. 1 or 2 of them, maybe. But in the main, I'd say they're honest workmen. Have to be to stick out a 2-year contract on one of these plantations.
Just the same, sir. We'd better not take any chances.
No, I checked the lading weights carefully, Mr. Jukes. We can carry them without any overloading at all.
I mean that... All right, sir. I'd better go hide the silverware in the officer's mess.
He's a hard lad to understand sometimes.
I could say I had a premonition right then, and I wouldn't be lying. Anyway, that's how it started. At the hottest time of the year, 200 half-civilized coolies aboard, a captain with no more imagination than you could stick in your ear, we steamed out from Singapore and laid a course for the port of Foochow.
Tell you, Jukes, I don't like it. I don't like it a bit.
What don't you like about it, Mr. Round?
Well, the looks of things. Something ominous about it.
Oh, there's a bit of a swell running all right. There's not a breath of wind. It's uncommonly hot, that's all. Gives a man the jumps. You're as bad as the second mate. He's been groaning around like the voice of doom all day.
Well,
Mr.
I don't
Jukes.
know.
Mr. Jukes!
Oh, that's the old man. I'll see you later. Keep your steam up, Mr. Round. Are you calling me, Captain?
I was, Mr. Jukes. What was all the long conversation with Mr. Rout?
Oh, why, nothing much, sir. I didn't see any harm in talking a bit. I'm not on watch, you know.
Oh, no, nothing wrong with it, nothing at all. I just wondered what you could find to talk about.
Well, different things. I don't know.
I've seen people on shore sit around a table and talk for 2 or 3 hours. I never could understand it.
It's just conversation, that's all, about nothing in particular.
Seems pretty silly. Well, You've noticed the barometer, no doubt?
Yes, sir. It's dropping.
Falling fast. Quite low now. Take a look.
I'll say it's dropping.
Bad time of the year for that sort of thing. Very bad.
Anything you want me to do, sir?
Oh, no. Must be some uncommonly dirty weather knocking about somewhere. Eh, Mr. Jukes?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's all. Just thought you ought to know about it, that's all. Carry on, sir, carry on.
Whoa, there's a heavy one, all right, mate. Them coolies must be having a time of it down below. Lucky for them, the old girl rolls easier than any ship I've ever seen.
You just wait.
Oh, you think we may be in for it, huh?
Oh, no. I don't think anything. You're not going to make a fool out of me that way, Mr. Jukes. I didn't say a word.
What's the matter with you, Second? Why shouldn't you say what you think if you're a mind to it?
Oh, no, you don't catch me.
Whoa, there's another one. That's pretty rough. Now, whatever is about, we're steaming right into it.
Ha! You just try telling the old man that.
And why shouldn't I? Matter of fact, I think I'll ask him about this cross swell. It's getting worse all the time.
I've known skippers to break some right good men for saying a whole lot less.
Captain McWhirr.
Yes, Mr. Jukes. What is it?
The swell is getting a good deal worse, sir.
Yes, I noticed that in here. Anything wrong?
Well, I was thinking about the passengers.
Huh? What passengers?
Why, the coolies, sir.
Then if you mean coolies, say coolies, Mr. Jukes. A man ought to say what he means. What about the coolies?
She's rolling her decks full of water, sir. I thought you might want to put her head at the swell for a bit, until this goes down, of course.
So that's it, eh? Put her head at the swell, 4 points off the coast.
Well, it's just for a while, sir. A swell as high as this can't last long. That stands to reason.
Mr. Jukes, take a look at the barometer.
Good Lord.
Yes, exactly. It's a dead calm outside, isn't it?
There's not a breath of air stirring, sir. Only that cross swell.
I've been reading in the book here about storms. It's a funny thing. If a man believed everything written down here, he'd spend half his life running to get behind the weather. If I was to go by what this fellow says, I'd alter my course and come booming into Foochow from the north. 4 days late, 300 extra miles in distance, and a pretty bill for coal on top of it. I tell you, Mr. Jukes, if I knew every word in here was gospel true, I couldn't bring myself to do that.
No, sir, I guess not.
And how's a man to know if the book is right? If you dodge around a spot of dirty weather, how do you ever find out it was there in the first place? Answer me that. No, Mr. Jukes, there's things that a man can't get from books. I've thought it all out this afternoon. We'll hold her steady as she goes.
Whatever you say, sir. You're the captain. I guess I'd better write up the log. I'm going on watch.
Good. I dare say we're heading into something a bit out of the ordinary. Call me at once if anything shows up in the night, Mr. Jukes.
All right, sir. I'll see to it.
And, Mr. Jukes,
Yes, sir.
if you're going into the chart room, please close that blinking door. I can't stand to hear a door banging.
Yes, sir. 8 p.m. Swell increasing. Ship laboring heavily and taking water on all decks. Still a dead calm and very hot. Batten down the coolies for the night. The barometer is still falling. All appearances indicate an approaching typhoon. All right, Hackett, hold her steady as she goes. That's all we can do.
Aye, sir. I'll sure try to.
Well, do the best you can.
Aye, sir. Mr. Jukes. Mr. Jukes.
Aye, Captain, I'm coming. Stand by.
Over here, Mr. Jukes. Starboard bridge rail.
Right, sir. Coming over.
Mr. Jukes, why didn't you call me?
Oh, there was no warning, sir. Hit us all of a sudden about 5 minutes ago. Blasted right out of a dead calm.
The book was right in some parts, anyhow. How's it go in the wheelhouse?
Hackett is... Look out, sir. Hang on.
What about Hackett?
He's on the wheel. Second is putting up shutters. The window glass will go if she starts breaking any higher.
Oh, she'll break higher, Mr. Jukes. Much
That's
higher.
It's a happy thought.
You haven't altered a course?
No, sir. Heading straight at the wind.
Good. Nothing else we can do, Mr. Jukes. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Some things a man can't find in books. Just keep it at it, that's all.
Captain, our boats are starting to break away.
That's all right.
But the boats, sir, 2 of them are gone now.
It can't be helped, Mr. Jukes. Hammering through a mess like this, you're bound to leave something behind. Stands to reason. Hold hard. Good. She's still rising, all right. That one broke over the wheelhouse.
We're done for sure.
What's that, Mr. Jukes? You say something?
I said, is there any chance at all, sir? Can she live through it?
She may. We can hope so long, at least. She's a good ship. It's all a man can ask. What's that? Somebody yelling?
It's below us on the foredeck, sir. Up here, starboard bridge.
Man shouldn't be on that deck unless he has to. It's a bit dangerous.
Are you there, sir?
Over here. What's the trouble, bosun?
In Chinese, sir.
Wait, hang on.
The Chinese. What about them?
They've all fetched away, sir. One big lump. It's horrible.
Yeah, now what do you mean, fetched away?
Rolling around in a hold in one big lump. Screaming like bloomin' maniacs, sir. All adrift.
Mr. Jukes?
Yes, sir.
I can't make head nor tail of this. I guess you'd better go below and see to it. Put things in order.
Well, what shall I do, sir?
I can't tell you up here. Find out what's wrong. Straighten it out, that's all.
That's all.
Take the bosun with you. I'm going to try for the wheelhouse.
All right, sir. Come on, bosun.
Aye, sir.
Just straighten it out, that's all.
Well, how's the wheel stand, Hackett?
As steady as she goes, sir.
You realize, of course, we've hit a typhoon.
Aye, sir.
Sorry I can't give you relief. Can you manage a while longer?
I'll hold her to the course, sir, as long as there's a ship beneath her.
That won't be long.
Oh, anything wrong, second?
Wrong. We're all as good as dead men, that's what's wrong.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. She's still afloat.
Ah.
And we've got it lucky here on deck. Plenty of chance to see what's coming before it hits us. A man always feels better when he can see what's coming. But it's a different story down below there. Not having knowledge of what's going on. Not knowing if we're afloat or sinking. Now there's the lads that's got it tough. The ones down there in the engine room.
No time now for the steam to drop. Here, ride that throttle, Beale. Can't let her rip her shaft out when she breaks clear of those swells. Hello, Bridge. Hello, Bridge. Confound it, why don't they answer the speaking tube? Can't tell if they're dead or alive up there. Hello! Hello!
Yes, Mr. Rout?
Captain, how is it on deck?
Bad enough. It depends mostly on you.
Well, so far so good. We're holding a full head of steam.
Good. We'll need it.
Don't let me drive her under, sir.
Have to take a chance. Can't see 20 feet up here. Got to keep moving enough to steer.
I understand, sir. Count on us.
Getting smashed about a good deal, but doing fairly well. As long as the wheelhouse stands. Wait, hold on.
Hello! Hello!
Is that the captain, Mr. Rout? I've got to talk to him right away.
Wait a minute, Jukes. Something's happened up there. Hello! Hello, Bridge!
You still there, Mr. Rout?
Right. Anything wrong, sir?
No, not now. The second mate's lost, though.
Overboard?
Oh, no. Lost his nerve. Awkward circumstance. Had to knock him out, too. Too bad.
You hear that, Jukes?
Yes, let me talk to him. Captain, Jukes here. The bosun and I just took a look at the 'tween deck. It's them bloomin' boxes, sir. They've all broke loose and smashed to bits. And the coolies are fighting like crazy men for them silver dollars that's rolling around.
Fighting? We can't have fighting on board, Mr. Jukes.
There are 200 of them, sir. They're all trying to kill each other.
I can't have it, Mr. Jukes. Put a stop to it at once, do you hear?
Put a stop to it? How? They're crazy mad. They'll kill anybody that came on that deck.
You're second in command, Mr. Jukes. Use your authority. Make it clear to them. We simply can't have fighting.
Make it clear to them.
Oh, yes, sir. After that, you'd better gather up all the money. I can't have it lying about on the deck. Get the bosun to help you. Wait, here it comes.
Gee, Arsafat. There's the one that does it. That must have swept the deck from stem to stern. Hello! Hello, Captain McWhirr. You all right up there?
Everything's all right, Mr. Rout. All the boats and half the starboard rail carried away. Nothing serious. There's nothing to worry about, Mr. Rout. Carry on.
Nothing to worry about. Carry on. You're all right, Captain. As you say, sir. Carry on.
Carry on?
Hey, now. Where you going? Where you going, eh?
Where do you think I'm going, you loud-mouthed old windbag? Out on that deck to get myself murdered.
Nothing serious, Jukes. Nothing to worry about.
The whole bloomin' world's falling apart, and I'm out picking up silver dollars. Captain's orders. Come on, bosun.
Don't miss any, old Jukes. Carry on, boy. Carry on.
Blimey, sir. Look at him. Sure death to go among them.
No help for it. Our gallant skipper says to stop the fighting. Use our authority. All right, then, quiet down. Come on, bosun.
Aye, sir.
Stow it there, you fools. Cut it out now, do you hear me? Authority, huh? They're clean out of their heads. We gotta drive them to the bulkhead. Back up now. Hey, none of that. Stay to it, bosun. We gotta show them what for, nothing else to do. Back up there. Captain's orders, you know. Follow me, bosun.
I did you, sir. No, you don't. I was just thinking, sir.
Yeah, what about it? Back there, no fighting allowed. Skipper's orders.
I was just thinking. No, you don't. Thinking, what if me old lady could see me now?
She'd say, oh, you jolly sailor lad. Keep moving there. Jam him up, bosun, into the bulkhead. Captain. Where are you, Captain?
Over here, Mr. Jukes. You got everything cleared up down below?
Oh, yes. We took care of everything, sir.
I thought you would. The wind fell all at once, stopped cold. It's been like this for 10 minutes now.
If you think it was an easy job to bring that mob under control.
The coolies? Oh, I dare say it wasn't. Had to do what's fair by them, though. Mr. Jukes, that barometer in there stands at the lowest point I've ever seen a glass in my life.
You mean there'll be more of it?
The worst yet, according to the book. It'll break sudden now, any minute. A puff or two of wind, and then it hits.
She's taken a horrible beating, sir.
She has indeed. And she's in for a worse one.
We haven't much chance, have we, sir?
She may come through it. She's a good ship.
There's the first puff.
It'll hit us hard when it comes. You left them pretty safe, did you?
The coolies? We strung lifelines, gives them something to hold on to.
Good. I'd like to give them all the chance we can, whatever happens.
Oh, they'll be all right, sir. I broke out rifles for 8 of the crew, put them to guarding all the companionways leading off the 'tween deck.
You armed the crew, Mr. Jukes?
Oh, sure. We won't have any trouble with them now, sir.
Mr. Jukes, please have those rifles returned to the magazines at once.
What?
There'll be work for every man aboard in a few minutes. I can't spare seamen to stand around and hold rifles when it isn't necessary.
Isn't necessary? Don't you realize those savages will think we stole their money? But they'll tear us to bits if they ever get out of that deck.
Oh, I think they'll understand we're dealing fair by them. Collect the rifles, Mr. Jukes.
Captain, it's suicide. The best thing we can do is turn the whole mess over to the authorities in Foochow, if we ever get there.
Well, I don't know. I figure that when anything happens on shipboard, it's up to me to settle it on shipboard. Part of the duties of commanding a vessel, Mr. Jukes. I've no doubt I'll be able to reach an understanding with these men later.
Understanding? You ought to have seen him a while ago when me and the bosun was down there.
Lost their heads a bit, I guess. No wonder at that when... Here she comes. Pick up those rifles, Mr. Jukes, and something else.
Yes, Captain.
If anything happens to me, you'll be in charge. Only advice, keep her facing it. Best way to get through, facing it. That's enough for any man.
All right, Captain, I'll remember.
And one thing more, Mr. Jukes.
Yes, sir.
Something that always helps at sea is to keep a cool head. Just keep a cool head, Mr. Jukes.
Oh, no,
keep a cool head. A stitch in time saves 9 a rolling stone. What in the name of heaven do you do with a man like that?
There was a clear blue sky and bright sunshine the morning we steamed into Foochow Harbor. Mr. Rout was leaning on a hatch combing, smoking a pipe, and the bosun lounged on the foredeck, waiting to pick up a line from the wharf. And the captain? Well, he was engaged in a most unusual occupation.
Keep moving.
He was sitting at a table on the foredeck, handing out silver dollars to them blinking coolies. All divided up even, the same amount to each one. Craziest thing you ever heard of in your life. You see, the way the captain figured it, since those blighters had all worked for 2 years at the same rate of pay, then their savings ought to all be about equal. As you can see, of course, that wasn't necessarily true by any means, wasn't even legal. But you couldn't tell him anything.
Well, that's that. Mr. Jukes.
Yes, sir. Coming, Captain.
Well, Mr. Jukes, I've disposed of our little collection of silver dollars.
Ah, that's great. Only wait till those boys get ashore and file claims against us.
Oh, no, they won't do that. As a matter of fact, they were quite pleased at having it arranged that way. Figured it might avoid a lot of arguments later. They sent a spokesman to thank me.
Well, I'll be...
Mr. Jukes, you may as well give all the hands 6 hours leave before we start working the cargo.
Whatever you say, Captain.
Oh, yes, and before the carpenter leaves, I wish you'd have him fix the lock on that port cabin door.
What?
That seems to have got broken somehow. During the storm, I suppose. I can't stand to hear a door banging, Mr. Jukes.
Aye, sir. I don't suppose it matters that the ship is battered from stem to stern, half her topside carried away, and smashed till she looks like a bloomin' Tinson freighter.
Mr. Jukes, I don't understand you.
You don't understand me, sir. Do you understand that we've come through the worst typhoon on the China Seas in 20 years? We're the only ship that got through?
It's true. I suppose we were a bit lucky.
Lucky, sir? With 200 murdering cutthroats running loose aboard and the very heavens doing their worst?
We had a job to do, and we did it. That's all, Mr. Jukes. That's the important thing.
Yes, sir. That's all. That's all, he says. A job to do. A bit lucky. What can you do with a man as thick as that? But then, as I started to turn away, Captain McWhirr said something else that surprised me. With emotion wrung from the very bottom of his soul, he uttered words I never thought I'd hear coming from so stupid a man.
But I'm glad we brought her through, Mr. Jukes. Truly I am. She's a good ship, Mr. Jukes. A good ship. I should have hated to lose her. I should have hated to lose her.
Typhoon by Joseph Conrad was adapted for radio by Les Crutchfield and produced and directed by William N. Robeson, with Frank Lovejoy as Jukes, Raymond Lawrence as Captain McWhirr, and Cy Kendall as Rout the engineer. The special musical score was conceived and conducted by Cy Fewer. Escape is presented by the Columbia Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations each week at this time. Next week, we invite you to escape to Paris of 500 years ago in Robert Louis Stevenson's story of a fascinating adventure, the Sire de Maltroit's Door. And so good night until next week at this time, when again it will be time to escape. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Check, testing, 1, 2, fuck it. No way! Good morning. Hi there. What's up, Joey? What's going on, dude? Coffee. Yeah, good morning here. It's the morning show. I'm here to pump you up. Forget about it. Think about me now. Pump it up later. It's fantastic. Thank you very much for showing up.
Holy hell, who the hell is that?
So I was thinking this morning that maybe we could get together on this and talk about it, because it's, Hump to Hump likes to do that kind of stuff, The Hump to Hump.
No, really?
Absolutely. Man, what a weekend. I'm telling you. It was a fantastic weekend. Oh, man. Oh, Vienna. It's everything's still Vienna. So, like, totally, Big Sandy and his Fly Ride boys were extraordinary gentlemen performers.
They're like gentlemen farmers. They're like gentlemen performers.
Gentlemen performers.
That's it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hello, everybody at the store over there. Hi.
Hello, store people. Yeah. Oh, that is so good. Oh, I just love coffee.
I can't believe that someday I'm going to have to stop drinking this stuff.
Yeah, like they'll be kicking dirt in my face at that point.
Because that's when I'm going to stop.
No, really. Coffee good. Coffee bad, coffee good.
Yeah.
So let's see real quick. Let me show you what I got. Autographed by Robert Williams, Big Sandy himself. Thank you, guys. I have much more. I got a lot of stuff. Yeah. That friggin' show Saturday night was crazy. It was absolutely friggin' nuts. Oh my gosh. Like, no way. I got to meet everybody in the band. I got photographs and autographs. The thing is that I thought that I was going to be a man out of time and space, right? And every single one of those guys was so enthusiastic that I had the picture printed out and the posters. I had these posters printed out for the show, right? The show posters. And I took these and had the guys sign them, right? And they were so excited, as excited as I was to get them signed. They were just as excited to sign them, and that was so cool. The fact that they were in it as much as I was. I felt like the show was put on just for us. They made it seem like the show was put on just for you. No matter who you were, they were playing to you, man. And it was fucking awesome. It was just fucking awesome. Oh, yeah. I can't believe when I started my show here and played my theme song, there were 4 people watching. And now it's just you and me, Joey. Just you and me. I'd know if there was somebody else there, because I would hope that they would say something. Type in a comment or something. Just to let me know. You know? Yeah, I got selfies with everybody at the show. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I would have to say that there were so many special moments on Saturday that I cannot pick one that's my favorite. There are so many. There were so many things going on. First of all, we got there way early. We left home at like 4 o'clock. 4 after 4. We stopped off and we got a pizza and brought a pizza, and then went to Pioneer Town and hung out in the van for like a couple of hours, all so that I could just have the opportunity to meet Robert, Big Sandy, and all the Fly Right boys, Joe and Russell and Ashley and Gene, and of course Robert. They were just so fucking cool. Just so fucking cool. Yeah. Coolest guys in the world. Coolest guys in the world. Vienna. Another cool guy. Yeah. I mean, totally. It was fucking awesome. Every single step of the way was awesome. Made my wife bring the first stool cane that we got, that she made a pillow for. When I picked up my photos on Friday night, I picked up another cane, another stool cane, strong and sturdy with a good seat, right? And so my wife and I took them into the show and sat on them until the show started. My wife sat on her chair, her stool, until the first set was over. Yeah. It was very, 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 very cool. I mean, he sang directly to us, right? It really felt like it was a concert put on just for us, right? He addressed us. He talked to us. There was lots of love in the room. It was just beautiful. Ah, hell, shut this guy up. I can't help it. Just tracking them down each individually to get photographs and autographs and stuff. Gosh. Yep, there's Dream. Yeah. From Joe. Mike, thanks, brother. From Ashley, cheers, Mike. That's so cool. Cheers, mate. Oh, man. And then right at the end of the show, of course, I booked it. Come on, guys. And I booked it outside to the back door to wait for Robert, Big Sandy, to come out. And he came out, and the first thing he said was, "There's my bitches." All of his friends were waiting outside, and it was hilarious. So I gave him a few minutes, and then I walked back over there and, excuse me, and asked if I could introduce him to my family. And he was very cool and very cordial, really sweet. I let him know that it was my wife who made the knit hat for his fiancée. And I mean, just every step of the way was just awesome. But it was really neat at the end of the evening. And he said something that almost brought me to tears. It was so nice. After all was said and done, and we were just about ready to leave, he turned to my wife and daughter, and he said, "This guy is the sweetest man in the world." He said that about me, right? And I was like, I mean, it's one thing to have friends and family and stuff say nice things about you, and for a stranger to say nice things about you, but for someone you really, really admire and respect and look up to as a human, because he's a really sweet guy. And he said that about me, and that's the way I feel about him. He's a really sweet man. And for us to have that moment where we both had the same feeling about each other was really, really cool. I know I'm an old, gushy guy, and, you know, what the hell is his problem? He just said hi. No, it was beyond one of those quick little, you know, hi, how you doing things, you know, good to meet you, next. I mean, he was really, really courteous and cordial and nice and respectful, and we had a moment there a couple of times where we were both so moved that our lips quivered and our eyes watered, and we hugged, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I got to get my thing here. Be right back. Ow, 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 ow. Boy.
Yeah, that's right, mate. What you gonna do, eh?
Oh, okay.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
So, 3 houses again today, 3 yesterday, 2 the day before, 1 the day before. It's the holiday season, so we're really busy. We're busy like every day. I didn't do anything for the channel yesterday. I should have uploaded something, but I didn't do shit. So, yeah. I'm going to try to get something knocked out this morning here. I'm still working on, I think, the last week of February. But I did manage to pull all the stuff off my wife's phone and pull all of the stuff off of my phone from Saturday. I'm going to try really hard to get out tonight. It's going to be my last opportunity to go out to open mic or to go out and do anything for a few weeks, because I'm going to have all of my teeth yanked out. Yay. So, I'm as exhausted as I am and have been lately. I really want to try to get out. Thursday night, my very good friend David is playing with a few locals at a few of the clubs, one on Thursday and one on Friday, and he's really starting to break into the music scene, and I'm real excited for him. I can't tell you how much I am so excited for him. I do want to work on his music video, but I'm not going to even think about pressuring him more than I have been, because I get it. He's a working father and husband who just works his ass off, and his music is his passion. And until he gets the opportunity to retire from the job that he's in now and move on, he has to do both, and it's really, really tough. He's got a lot of great support with his family and friends and the local establishments and everything, and he's trying to put the band together. He's looking for a drummer and a bass player, and perhaps more, I would think, if he's a mind to. He wants to do it like a rockabilly punk type thing. His music is rather unique. Outsider music it's a different breed of artist. It really is. And when the outsiders try to bust into the mainstream, it can be really, really tough. Nowadays, it's not so tough because of social media. everybody can get around now, and that's very, very cool. So if you see a post on my channel or a video or something of David, please share it, like it, subscribe to his stuff. I will be pulling as much as I can from his stuff and putting it onto my thing here to share, you know. I'm going in, cover me. It's the first one of the day. And boy, do I need it. This pain is just killing me. The weekend really caught up with me. And this week is not going to be any easier. Saturday, it was the show, which my legs cramped up all day and all night yesterday. But there's Monday night open mic, the show on Thursday, the show on Friday, and a lot of work in between. All right, going in. All right. No, really. If I'm okay with you guys drinking booze and smoking cigarettes and stuff, you guys can be okay with me drinking coffee and smoking a bong. It's all right. To each his own. You allow me this courtesy, and when it's your time, I'll allow you to go out the way you want to go. It's going to get tough. It's going to get tough. So I took some of the photographs last night from the show, and I squared them. I turned them from a regular photograph shape nowadays, the phone shape, right? I squared it and turned the photograph into a square, a 1x1, right? And then I Polaroid framed it. So I actually have Polaroids of my selfies. I don't know how you hold a Polaroid and do a selfie, but I managed it, right? So I'm going to take the original photograph and the Polaroid, and I'm going to do a Polaroid flash. I'm going to do the picture, the picture of the night, and then I'm going to Polaroid flash it, and then have that Polaroid, and then do another one, and then all of these Polaroids are going to collect on another page as they appear and disappear. They're going to reappear later on. Those Polaroid shots are going to reappear later around the signed poster, right? So I'm going to use the unsigned poster, and I'm going to use the signed poster. I'm going to use a poster from the very first show at Pappy and Harriet's. I've got 3 posters. I didn't realize I had 3 posters. I'm going to use some of the photographs, images, and video from the first time that we saw him, and try to put together a nice collage video of our adventure out with Big Sandy. Now, I really wish I could have had somebody recording the whole event and following me around and recording me, because that's where the fun was me walking around, talking to these guys, digging people up and getting autographs and stuff, and kind of the behind the scenes, talking with Big. I wish we had that conversation recorded, because it was so very, very cool. It would not have been the same had a camera been rolling. It was very personal. It was very awesome. My wife and daughter just love this man, right? He was singing, right? And he looks down and he starts singing to my wife, right? Even gives her a high five at one point. And he's singing to my wife, and I see my wife looking at him and making eye contact with him, right? And I see in my wife in my wife's eyes that she's starting to become a big Sandy fan, right? Not only that, but I see in my wife's eyes that she gets it. She's starting to understand why it is that we're here. It's not just the music. We're here beyond the music. We're here for that feeling that he gives you when you're watching him. I don't know. It's just an old school, old world, take me back to the 50s type of thing that you feel. You literally do feel like you are hanging out with a band in the 50s, and you should have your socks on, and you should be shaking your ass, right? And as much as I was in pain Saturday night, the most I could do was just kind of sway my body around to show that I was feeling it. I wanted to sit down. I wanted to sit down during the whole show. At one point, toward the end of the show, I thought I was just going to drop. And I refused to sit down. I flat out refused to show any disrespect to these guys because they were just phenomenal. I didn't record much. I took some photographs when they came onto stage. I took some photographs during the show. And I recorded 2 songs where 2 gentlemen came up from the audience. One guy came up, Deke or Zeke, somebody who is an old rockabilly guy. And then another guy, Anthony Cassini, something like that. And he came out, and they played a song together. And then the older guy left, and the younger guy came out, and he played a song and sang a song. And it was phenomenal. I'm going to have to hit up Robert for the names of those guys so I can follow them and find out more about them. But it was phenomenal. So I recorded those 2 things. The younger guitar player that came up, he played 2 songs. I recorded his first song. I had to sit back and enjoy that second song, and I wish I had recorded the second song as well because it was just amazing. And then it was because he doesn't usually bring people up, but he did this because one of his guitar strings broke. He's only got one guitar with him, right? His Gretsch, and he broke a string. And he really wanted to go on and play some more Farron Young and some more other stuff, and he was just really bummed that his guitar string broke, right? So he brought these guys up to kind of help out in the place where he was really going to play some more music, right? And I looked at the set list, and as it turned out, he was lying because he really was playing everything that he had on his set list. So we actually got more because of these 2 guys and the extra 3 songs. The show actually lasted until after midnight. It was great. And we didn't expect it to. And then he played one last song. He played one of my favorites, Chalk It Up to the Blues. And I had to record that one. So I recorded that. My wife, she recorded a few things throughout the show. She recorded a couple of the Freddie Fender things that he did. So with what I have video-wise, I'm going to try to put together a little medley video, a little video collage of the evening, and I'll use the music from the show, some of the music from the show, photographs and video, and yeah, it'll just be a neat video. So I'm going to be working on that. And trying to upload the rest of this crap that I got to upload for this week. Oh, man.
Yeah, baby.
I put together some educational films to upload, and I don't make them. I just borrow them. And then just make them presentable, right? Put a little fluff in them. Hot coffee. Thanks to my wife. My coffee is always hot now. And she doesn't have to hear that microwave every 5 minutes. Right? Right? Oh my gosh. Like, totally. Oh my God. Let me see. I'll turn off my stereo here. Dude. I am just totally blown away from the weekend in Vienna. It has just been wow. It has just been wow. My daughter has a couple of weeks left on vacation here. Got almost a month. If I'm really, really lucky, I'll be able to get with David at some point in the next week and get the video and the audio that I need to work on his music video. Because then I'll have a couple of weeks by myself alone with nothing to do but sit and boo-hoo. So I will need something to keep me focused, right? And yeah, so I'm gonna hopefully that and some other things be working on a whole bunch of original content because I need it. I enjoy the whole programming schedule that I have now, but I need more original content. I really do. I just do. I do. What I would really love to do is sit and talk with Robert and every one of those guys from the band and find out more about them, right? I mean, these guys literally were born and raised in the same place that I was, right? These guys all grew up, for the most part, in Southern California, with the exception of Ashley. I'm going to say he probably grew up in Leeds or London or, somewhere like that. Yeah. I don't know where he's from. I imagine he's English with his accent. But I would really love to sit and have a tit-for-tat conversation with Big Sandy, Robert Williams. Pardon me. I don't know why I said Smith. Smith and Jones. That's a good TV show. Alias Smith and Jones. That's pretty good. It was a show that came about during a strike, a Hollywood writers' strike in Hollywood. So a lot of actors actually walked too because the writers were their friends and stuff. So there was this actor strike in the middle of the 70s, or rather a writer's strike. And of course the TV stations have to keep going. And they put out a bunch of different shows one season. There was just crap shows. You could tell it was totally, the shows were written and created by producers who knew nothing about creating shows. Alias Smith and Jones was one of those shows where it was two guys who were wrongly accused and had to run around the Old West helping people out. It was like just a copy of a bunch of different shows mushed together into a Western. Yeah. But what I was saying was I would love to get together with Robert Williams and, I was born in Los Angeles General Hospital in 1968. Where were you? And then just go back and forth, and I'll give you something from my past, and you give me something from your past, and we just go back and forth and back and forth. And I would love to have a conversation like that with someone who has led a similar yet very different life than my own. That would be very interesting. In fact, I'd like to do that with a lot of people, right? Just sit and talk. Whether we can record it or not, doesn't matter. To have that conversation, right? Because now at this point in my life, I'm doing everything for me. I'm doing everything for memories, so that when I'm checking out and my lights are flickering and starting to burn out, I've got those good memories to hold on to. I'm trying to wash out as many bad, shitty, fucked up memories as possible, and just try to replace them with good memories. Like Dumbledore pulling the memories out of his head and dumping them down into the bowl, right? That's some wicked shit, man. Yeah, but they don't call him Smartledore, right? Dumbledore, Smartledore. You get it? You see what I did? Shut up. Going in. Cover me. So I was going to get a costume, a Christmas costume, a hat for the holiday chicken Ace. But he wouldn't take off his Ace mask. I said, okay, well, your New Year's resolution is to take off that Ace mask and to be yourself. And Ace is like, no, I don't want to. Call me Ace forever. So, there you go, kids, right? Yeah, we're ticking down. Tick-tock, tickety-tock, tick-tock. To the whole end of teeth event here. And at the same time, at the first of the year, I, at the behest of my wife, my spouse of 25 years, I am going to be going to the doctor to get an idea of what's going on. I know what's going on, right? I'm dying, but she wants me to do a couple of things, so I'm going to do a couple of things. If I'm going to go to the doctor, then I am more than likely going to go to Social Security as well and get that ball rolling. So I'm probably going to go to get a Social Security doctor. I'll just use one from somebody who's already been successful, and I'll use their attorney. I'm sorry, and get a social. What do they call that? Social Security attorney. I know, because you have to apply and get denied and go to a bunch of doctors and stuff before you can even have a chance on getting approved. I'm pretty fucked up. I'm 56 years old. I can't walk right. I can't lift anything. I can't move my own fucking body around without being in pain. My health has really gone downhill since the last couple of accidents that I had in my life. A work injury and then an auto accident. Just fucked me up. So there's a pretty good chance that I should be easy peasy to go down that Social Security path. I do work, but I work such a minimal ass fucking job because physically I can't do anything else. All I can do is shuffle around a B&B and clean toilets and floors and kitchens and tubs and that kind of stuff. You know, I can't even make beds because it fucks with my back so much. I'm pretty limber. I've got great mobility. It's just that I'm in a lot of fucking pain because there's not much muscle holding all of these joints together, and between the arthritis and the missing discs between my vertebrae and the other injuries and issues that I have going on, it's just a fucked up situation. So Social Security should be a breeze, right? The doctors and the doctor visits, however, that will not be fun. I am more than likely going to have to take a lot of poking and prodding that is beyond what I'm used to, what I've been through before. So that's not going to be fun. Finding things out. Finding out the realities of what's going on with me physically and health-wise. I'm not looking forward to that. Mainly because I'm just going to get things confirmed. I already know what's going on with me. I didn't want to get it confirmed because once it's confirmed, it's like now you know what's going on, and now you're forced into having to put a name on it and deal with it, right? And I just feel like once I find out what's going on, I'm getting an expiration date. And then I'm on a tighter schedule. Right now I'm kind of like this is pretty much the end kind of schedule, and I'm just trying to wrap as much stuff up as I can while doing as much as I can on this channel. If I leave something unfinished, it's probably going to be this channel. I don't want to leave anything else unfinished. I'm going to have a whole lot of stuff unfinished. Like, I'll never get to finish this project or this, building this or finishing my house or, being around to sell this or do this or make that or create that or hear this. Or there's going to be a lot of unfinished. I mean, it's just a given. That's just the way it is. A life unfinished is pretty much the reality of living. So, that being said, I just want to do as much as I can and leave as much. There you go. I don't want to leave anything on the table, right? I want it all done. That's not going to happen, but I can get as close as possible. It just seems like finding out exactly what's going on and not being able to fix it is going to be the here's where I am, here's where I'm going. There's nothing you can do about it, right? You're just, that's it. And that's kind of where I'm at. I would prefer not to know. And if I've got this going on, I would prefer that to not know about this and for something else to happen before then, right? I'm pretty sure that the way I've abused myself throughout the decades of my life, even back when I was a teeny tiny little kid and was malnourished and nutritionally starved. But it was inevitable that I was going to wind up here. I don't intend to admit defeat, but I don't intend to run from reality either. It would be like me saying I'm a perfect human and I've always done good and I'm a great guy and everybody should love me. That would be ridiculous, right? Hoping that some people see me that way would be, that would be as close as I'm going to get. So, yeah, my timetable may be readjusted real quick. And the only other bummer is that once you find out about this stuff, they take you down the road when you're in my condition. Now, for other people, this is going to be different because people deal with these things at different stages in their illness and illnesses. And there's a lot of people out there who deal with this shit early. They hear a little twinge in their body and they go right in and get a test, Unfortunately, I've been dealing with pain my whole life, so I just kind of put up with pains that come and go, right? And then over the last, 10 years or more, I've been in chronic pain because of my injuries and accidents and stuff. So you just get used to it. Another pain pops up and you just kind of absorb that pain into your pain regiment. And you manage that pain, and then another one, and you manage that pain, and then you manage that pain, and pretty soon you're just juggling all these pains. You don't know why or where they come from or what they are. You're just used to dealing with pain. Pain is your deal, what do you do? I manage pain. I'm a manager. I manage pain. That's what I do, and that's what I do. And I started managing pain with pills, and then got into pot, and then got into going to school to physically rehabilitate, and then got into handyman work, getting back into working, and during handyman work is when I had my auto accident, which sent me back cascading downward again, physically, health-wise. And I never really recovered from that pain-wise. But on top of that, I've been dealing with other pains and other health issues. But if you have to decide between cancer or a heart attack, I mean, what do you pick, right? Long, drawn out, and painful, short and painful, extremely painful. Long and drawn out and extremely painful. I don't know. I'm in a lot of fucking pain now. You know, I'm in enough pain that most people would be ambulanced to the hospital or putting a gun in their mouth, right? I know about pain. Pain is my companion. So what do? If I had to stop managing the pain, then I would probably wind up in the ER or somewhere. But right now, it's so disruptive to my life, between the pain that keeps me from sleeping, the pain that keeps me from moving, the pain that keeps me from keeps my body from functioning correctly. I mean, there's just so much going on, you know. Totally so much going on, you know. Oh my God, what the hell is he talking about now?
You see it to pump you up about his body and his pain.
No, really. Somebody get me off with this subject, because it's Movie Memory Mondays. Monday Movie Memories. I don't know what the fuck is it. MMM. That's what it says on my file. Yeah. And I did watch some movies over the weekend. Of course, I didn't write any of the titles down, so for the life of me, I can't really remember what the fuck it was that I watched. I usually have to move backwards. Last night I watched the part 2 of the Jimmy Savile, A British Horror Story documentary. That was crazy creepy on Netflix. Of course, as soon as they showed this guy's face from his early days as a reporter, I looked into that guy's eyes and I thought, he's a fucking kook. This guy's a nut. He's a freak. And the fact that it was, you know, it's accepted now, and it was never proven, and he had never went to court. He died before anybody could prosecute the guy. That he did over 500 sexual assaults against people from the age of 5 to 75, right? And if you haven't seen the documentary on Netflix, watch Jimmy Savile, A British Horror Story. It's just fucking crazy that a whole country would allow something like this to go on right under their fucking noses and not say anything or do anything. And the evidence is right there. He's literally throwing the evidence in your face. Look what I'm doing. And everybody's just going, ah ha ha, he's so funny. Right? Are you kidding me? Oh, it was horrible, you know. But we do the same thing here in this country. We take guys who are, it's quite obvious that these guys are rapists and pedophiles and stuff. But because they are who they are, because they are rap artists or rock stars or actors or actresses, we allow them the leeway to have fun and do things that normal people would be arrested for, right? And then we go, oh, and we're all shocked when these people are finally confronted with what they've done, you know. And when people like P. Diddy wind up in jail, I just laugh and laugh and laugh, because it's like, are you kidding me? It's like Milli Vanilli. I told you so. Yeah, right. I told you so. You know, the world is just so quick to fall for the bullshit. You know, just so quick to fall for the bullshit and believe anything just so they can ooh-ah, right? Yeah. Wow. Just amazes me what people can get away with and what some people will believe. You know? How much wool can you pull over somebody's fucking eyes? I mean, the wool they're pulling over these people's eyes is so veiled. It's just like so thin. It's like a veil of cellophane. It's so clear what's fucking going on, and nobody gets it, you know. And then it finally happens, and I just sit back and go, uh-huh. Took you fucking long enough. Took you long enough to get there. I can look into people's faces and know fucking crazy. How could you not look into your own eyes and know crazy and not be able to look into the rest of the world's eyes and see that crazy, right? I'm crazy that found out that's where my path was headed and was able to redirect. I'm still a fucking nutbag, right? But I have redirected. When I was younger in my 20s, I had the opportunity to become a very, very bad person and chose not to. It was how I was raised. I was definitely destined to be a very, very bad person. It was in the wind. The writing was on the wall. You know, I had the directions in my hand. And I just had to say, I can't do that. I can't do that. And that's when I had to... Actually, I think what snapped me out of it were two things. It was a girl who totally fucked me over and cheated on me and broke my heart, which redirected me. But it also created more of what could have taken me down that bad road, right? A lot of hate and distrust. And it wasn't until about 8 years later that I found my wife, and she changed me, flipped me around again. And after a couple of years, I realized that I could no longer be that bad person that I was born and raised to be. And by bad, I mean horrible, like, do things to other people kind of thing, right? And I never wanted to be. But when that's kind of what you're used to, you know, it's like you're used to getting... Your parents are alcoholics, so you become an alcoholic. Your parents are cigarette smokers, so you wind up stealing their cigarettes and smoking their cigarettes. It's kind of the same thing. Your parents are creepy, weird, twisted individuals, and you're the product of that, right? What are you supposed to become, right? My siblings and I, for the most part, were able to escape that by leaving home early, right? We all left home about the same age, at about 14 to 16, 15, right in that area. We all kind of left home. My sister was out of the house at like 13 or 14, living with friends, and I was out of the house at 15. Just said fuck it. And at that point, my brother had already been out of the house for at least a year, and we're 2 years apart, all of us. So at about 15. Well, my sister, of course, women mature earlier. She was out. I could dig it. I can totally dig it. But I think that's what saved us from becoming, not that our parents were extremely horrible, but we were being conditioned unknowingly to become worse than they were, right? And I'm sure we all, each individually, my siblings and I, each had our moments where we were probably pretty horrible individuals because of it, and had to make a decision, with my brother and sister, they both got married, and had kids, and that changed their lives, right? It took me longer because I couldn't find anyone that I could give my life to and trust. So, yeah, it took me a little while to navigate what the fuck I was going to do. There were several years in there where I was in limbo, right? What do I do? I was on my own. I didn't have any family. I didn't have many friends. And so I just kind of latched onto a few things. I latched onto the town of Mammoth. I latched onto the few friends that were there. I latched onto a friend so much that I started working with him and became a house painter and got back into construction. I got into the Renaissance Fair and the Grateful Dead and a few other things to kind of help give me direction other than what I had been born and raised to do, which was go run amok and fuck with people, right? And I never really wanted that. I just wanted to be liked and be able to be accepted. Let me go check on a dog situation. I'll be right back. All right, well, now the dogs are up and about. I'm going to have to cut doggy doors soon because physically I'm going to be unable to get up and down so much every day, right? I'm just, man. It would be nice if I could find something out from the doctor that was helpful, but a few years back I was going to the doctor regularly and I just kept getting a fucking runaround. Do this, test this. Yeah, this is going on, but we can't really do much until you decide if you want us to cut you open and look at it. But it's not necessary because these things are usually benign. Don't worry about it. And they kept giving me that don't worry about it stuff, right? And I'm just like, fuck this. You keep making me go through all of this shit, but then you keep telling me don't worry about it, right? They're saying don't worry about it because my shitty insurance isn't going to do much for them, so they don't want to be bothered with it. So they're just like, yeah, don't worry about it. Until it's too late, and then my insurance will really, not do anything, and then they really won't care. I don't know what the fuck. So we'll see. I'm going to go in and see what the fuck's going on. And I'm pretty much just going to hope for the best, but expect the worst kind of thing. Because at this point, physically, I am so fucked. I don't expect to live out the fucking year. So, sure, I should have, gone to the doctor a long time ago? I did. And they didn't do anything for me. And they treated me like shit, And they were really unprofessional, right? And it's like, I can't abide assholes and idiots, really, And when you're confronted with assholes and idiots on a daily basis because your life is going to the doctors all the time, it's just a fucking nightmare. It just makes everything worse, right? So I'm like, all right, look, if we do this, you're my voice, you talk to the people, you do that, I'm going to literally open up a book and fucking read or put on headphones and disappear, right? And you're just going to have to lead me around and talk for me. And I'll be nice and talk as when I need to, and I will try to remain as calm and as cordial as possible. But I can only do that by staying removed from the situation. Come on, Sam. Sam? What are you up to? You come up here? Come on. Or do you want to go in there? Let me go. I gotta close this door anyway, so let me see. I'll check. Stay here, okay? Hi, Sammy. Oh, my Sam. Oh, my Sam. Okay. Totally. Totally. Hi, buddy. You need this? You want to get covered up here? There you go. I know you like to get covered up because it's cold and you're sweet. And you're just a sweetie. Oh, it's my sweetie Sam. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where'd everybody go? Holy hell. Shit, I'm alone again. Naturally. Hmm. Oh, man. Vienna, Vienna. Mm-hmm. Totally. Totally. I got a little bit of coffee on my coffee warmer, and I don't want it to get sticky and start getting crusty, so I need to keep it clean. Ooh, that's still warm. And it must be the mustache, but every time I take a drink, my cup drips from the rim, so I have to constantly wipe the cup and my face, lest I look like some kind of coffee dripping buffoon. So, and I don't want to get coffee, too much coffee, on my white shirts. Of course, if I did laundry, it would be a bummer if I got something on my shirts, but my wife does laundry, so I never have spots on my shirts. I don't know how it's possible, but she can take any spot on any fabric and remove it. I would say mostly it's elbow grease that does it, because she's really diligent when it comes to, well, just about everything. I mean, she'd have to be. She's been with me for 25 years, so, yeah. Totally. Yeah, I got to get out to the reservation here today or tomorrow, and do the usual. I will be picking up some more edibles, a couple of bags of edibles. And what I'm going to try to do is, when I do this whole teeth thing, is to go in extremely loaded and have my teeth extracted. We're just going to do a local, and it'll only take a few minutes. I've been to this guy before, and he knows what's going on. My teeth are ready to come out, so I almost broke a tooth the other day chewing on pizza, and I mean, literally, I turned to my daughter and I said, did you hear that? And she said, yeah, what the hell was that pop, that snap? And I said, those were my teeth, because I chewed, and when I, of course, when you chew, your jaw moves from side to side as well as up and down, and it moved from side to side, and I had one of my gangly, gnarly fucking teeth that are sticking up down here, grab a tooth over here, and it hurt so bad. It hurt the rest of the night. I just had to put it out of my head. I'd like to put it out of my head. So, yeah, I'm ready. I just said, right then, I was like, I'm so fucking ready to get these teeth out. And that's the fact, Jack. So I'm going to get these things out of my head, spend a day or two lying around, not doing anything, sleeping, going, oh, boo-hoo. And then, and not smoking, which is going to be even worse, because then I'm going to be in more than just, the dental pain is not a bummer, because it ain't shit compared to all the other pain that I'm in, right? And that's where people go, aren't you in pain? And I'm like, yeah, I'm always in fucking pain, you know? The teeth pain, that ain't painful. You know, if it was a toothache where a tooth was, you know, needing, like, to be filled or a cavity removed or something, then that would be different. But it's not, I just got bad teeth. That's it. And on occasion, they fuck with me. But that's nothing compared to what I'm always dealing with every day, day in, day out, all the time. Fucking chronic neck and back pain, internal pains, arthritis, neuritis and neuralgia. I mean, there's just a host of fucking bullshit going on. So, yeah, having my teeth removed, it's going to be more of a psychological pain than a physical pain. So my plan is to eat some pills for the first day or two and not smoke, right? And just eat some pills and go to sleep. Eat some pills and go to sleep. Do that for a couple of days, and that's going to break the marijuana thing, so that in a couple of days I can get rid of those fucking pills and then start eating edibles. And the edibles will work a lot better because I will have been off smoking pot for a few days. The only bummer is the not smoking. I'm used to smoking. It's a physical habit that I'm used to doing, right? It's a vice. So that's going to be tough, not smoking, right? Hence, taking pills and sleeping as long as I can. Granted, it may not last, the not smoking, right? I may go through a couple of bags of edibles in a week and be like, I'm ready to smoke again. Whatever. I'm not going to say positively this is what I'm going to do one way. This is what I'd like to do. If it works out that way, it works out that way. I've had teeth extracted before, and they've been healed, literally healed overnight. And by the second day, you know, I'm using a gravity bong and smoking again. I mean, I've got... My gums are probably healing now in anticipation of my teeth being extracted. It's like that, right? Yeah. I'll be ordering my temporary dentures again, reordering them again this week. It's holidays and stuff, so it's like, all right, well, let's just wait till toward the end of the year and then we'll do it. So I'm going to order them probably today or tomorrow and get that taken care of. And basically it was a size issue. The teeth looked too small, and I know they're not going to look as big as I want them to because they're temporary dentures I'm buying through the mail. As long as they can fit, keep my jaw aligned correctly, and allow me to talk, even if I'm talking through my teeth, that's fine. I'll just continue to bite down to make sure that I'm getting my mouth ready for actual dentures, and I'll be able to eat somewhat and get used to the idea of having new teeth. Now, it's okay. It's going to be difficult if they're smaller than I'm going to be used to, but at the same time, it's going to be difficult anyway. I've got missing teeth in the back for years up top. So my tongue is used to having more room, right? So it's inevitable. I'm probably going to bite the hell out of my tongue. So everything has to be slow and deliberate and relearning, getting used to the size and the shape of my mouth again versus the size and shape of my tongue. It's a whole issue thing, you know, that we got going on. Let's see if we got any new messages here, because sometimes the messages don't boot up in a timely fashion, but it looks like no, nobody's said anything. That's okay. That's all right. I'm not here to entertain anyone. I'm not here to hold your hand. I'm not here to have my hand held. I'm just here to talk shit on the world, talk shit on myself. Kind of, I don't know, catalog what's going on in my life for posterity. That's pretty much it. So with this whole doctor thing, I told my wife that, you know what, this YouTube thing has been too good for me mentally and emotionally. I cannot give it up. And I told her that if this medical thing winds up keeping me away from this too often, then I will start going live from wherever the hell I'm at, kind of a thing. So it might get into some weirdness. It might get into a lot of real reality that people cannot fucking deal with. And, you know, it's my reality, so having to deal with it, I got no problem throwing my reality in people's faces. Right? That's what the channel is for. Change it. Of course, only people from my generation understand. Why is he talking about changing the channel? That's YouTube. You don't do that. You just turn off the feed. You watch another video. I don't know. What the fuck do I know about this shit? I'm 56 years old. I don't know why I'm doing this shit. You know, other than had I been my daughter's age at this point in my life, this channel would be off the fucking hook, right? If I was the same person at 20, physically, I would be unstoppable at this point. I'm a man out of time. I was born too early. I wasn't born late enough. I have just never seemed to fit in. Never seemed to fit in. In the past, I was looking to the future and way into the past. And in the present, I'm looking into the past and looking way into the past and not much into the future. I was betrayed by my future. I was betrayed by science fiction. I was betrayed by science. I was betrayed by the media. This is not the future that I signed on for. I'm going in. Cover me. You get what you get. Yep. I am looking forward to being off of this live thing. But I'm only looking forward to being off. I blunked for a couple of weeks. I literally just want to be off long enough to have that extra time to gear things up for a different kind of channel. Actually, it's going to be the same kind of channel. It's just going to be more of the same. A stronger whiff. Hey, all right, man. Go to sleep, dude. Later, brother. Have a good night tonight. Stay in contact. You know, peace, love, all that. Yeah. Don't call anybody a chiz bucket at work, because that wouldn't be nice. Yeah. All right. Take it easy, baby. It's all good, man. Peace out. Now let's see. Where was I? was telling the dog to stop licking that foot. Let's see, where the hell was I? I was talking about something that had nothing to do with anything. Movies. What movie did I God, it's so hard for me to remember what I do from day to day, right? I really should have a movie log. Where can I find a movie log? Ooh, probably in this drawer here. Can I find a movie log in this drawer? Yep, here's a movie log. And it is blank. That is my movie log. That's it, baby. Movie log. Let's see, and what do I write the movie log with? A blue pen. I have a blue pen here, and it works. Now let's label the movie log. I swear I had a Sharpie. I had a Sharpie somewhere. Let me grab a Sharpie. Let's see. That's my yo-yo. No. Yep, no. Yep, no, pink pen. Movie log. Here's my bag that I carry with me when I'm out and about, and there's not a Sharpie in here either. Nope, pocket knife, toothpicks, glasses repair kit, another pair of glasses, some body spray. My other bag, my going out for a longer day bag, and not in there either. What's a longer day bag look like? It's got more body spray, it's got a book to read, it's got a hairbrush, an extra belt in case I forget my belt when I go out, some more notebooks, some first aid stuff, comb, pocket knives, that kind of stuff, and a lot of pockets to put other stuff so I can plan for different ways of going out. Well, this white thing is not going to work because I will be writing white on white. Now I know I had, you know where they are? They're in the van. That's where those Sharpies are. They're in the cup holder in the van. I won't be able to get them until I go out later to go to work. So I'll label that movie log later. I like to take care of things right in the moment. So what I'll try to do is when I'm watching a movie, put the date that I watch it, and then whatever information I can write about the movie will go in here. So it'll be a date and then a page or two or whatever, and try to squeeze as many films on a page as possible with as much information about the film. I'm figuring I'm going to want to know the title, the year, the director, the actor, and possibly the plot to remind myself, what the hell does this mean, right? So I'll probably use about a half a page per movie, half a page or less per movie, depending on what I need to write down. Of course, if it's a movie that I've seen a million times, I won't have to write anything but, you know, the title and the date. But I think that'll help for when I'm doing the whole Movie Monday thing, because it'll give me more ideas of what to talk about, you know. hey, let's talk about this movie, and oh, by the way, did you know? And then I can have notes from this extracted into the script or the copy or whatever I'm going to use. Basically, I'm just going to have a pile of notes and a little file of videos and photographs and a bunch of props, and I think that's going to be a Monday movie memory show. Yeah. And being able to tie different movies and actors and stuff with other elements. You know, the whole 6 degrees of separation thing. I think that'll be neat. That'll be a neat part of it. You know. So this is like my detective book here. And I've got a couple of these, and of course I can get more. But I watch 3 or 4 movies a day sometimes. While I'm sitting here doing things, or just relaxing, or in another world, I'll have a movie on. And sometimes I'll just put on 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 movies in a row. You know, sometimes I'll get up in the morning, and on a weekend or after this show, I'll get up and I'll just put on movie after movie after movie after movie, and like just binge watch a bunch of shit that I program or whatever. Sometimes whatever comes on. It's like I'm watching a movie, and then this movie starts, and then the next movie, and then the next, and I just leave them on as long as it's nothing stupid. I just go with it. I just go with it, baby. Yeah. Let's see, I didn't do too much movies yesterday because we were working and I was recovering from the whole night out and working and all of that shit. And the day before, same thing, we were pretty much getting ready to go. So it's actually been a couple of days since I've watched an odd movie. So this is going to probably be one of those movie log 2025. And this will probably be a one-off, and it may never get finished, right? But I think if I keep that with me, so that whenever I watch a movie, or part of a movie or something, I can jot it down and make a note. You know, ooh, I like this. I need to save this information. You need to go outside? Is that what you want? You want to go outside? Don't make me get up if you don't want to go out. Go get some water. Domawa. Drink some water. Yeah, I think she wants to go out. Be right back. Back in a flash. We go outside? Come on, let's go. Okay, so I asked my wife if we could just leave the tree here a couple of more days till after the 1st. I kind of like the tree here. I don't know. Every Christmas for the last few years feels like it's going to be my last Christmas. And, you know, it might just be, all of this might be in my head. Probably not. Physically, it feels like physically I'm fucked. But I've just been kind of feeling like this the last few years since my father passed away. It's my mortality, just feeling my mortality. I'm a human, gonna die someday. But, you know, it is what it is. I just, for the last few years, I felt like, you know, this could be my last Christmas. This could be my last birthday, last holiday, last this or that. So now I really just want to get as much as I can out of whatever I can, right? Yeah, but more than likely the way I'm feeling, I'm going to have to stop smoking, right? And I think if I can use this whole dentures thing to kind of kick that off and switch to edibles, I think it's probably going to help physically give me more stamina and energy, and hopefully change my sleeping habits a little bit, and deal with a few other health issues that are brought about by smoking. That's going to be a huge change, because smoking has really been a major part of my life ever since I was a little kid, and my parents were pot smokers, right? So it's going to be different, but I can feel it. I can feel that, you know, I've been smoking for 35, 40 years. I've been smoking for 40 years full time. Well, off and on. And cigarettes off and on. I always felt like cigarettes did the most damage. And that was until you start getting these bouquet or boutique marijuanas from different growers and stuff. And you know that the genetically altered weed is just as bad as genetically altered food, right? It's whatever it's giving you, and they're making it stronger, it's giving you the bad stuff too, you know, and the bad stuff is stronger. I know it. I can feel it. I can taste it. It's worse for me physically than it's ever been, and I think that's probably a driving factor behind me wanting to stop the whole smoking thing. As much as it's a part of my life, you know, it's the main thing is marijuana. That's the main thing that's kind of helped me through my life, through my depression and stress and anxiety and social hang-ups and mental hang-ups. And yeah, if it wasn't for weed, I'd have never gotten married. If it wasn't for weed, I'd have never stayed married. I'd have never had children. I'd have never felt like I could offer anything to a family, right? So, yeah, me and Mary Jane go way back. So I'm I guess just change with the times, right? It's going to be tough to stop smoking, but I'm just going to have to change with the times. Of course, that'll be nice on my dentures, because I won't screw them up as quick, staining them with pot smoke. So there you go. Like I fucked my own teeth up. Did you hear a bark? I thought I heard a bark. I guess I'll wait. If I had one wish for myself that could absolutely positively come true, no matter what it was to wish, I would want that in my death they would find the cure for cancer somehow, and the rest of the world would be cured. Right? If my death could save everyone else after me from going through death by cancer, right? I'd take it in a heartbeat, because that means that my wife and daughter would be safe. So easy peasy, easy decision. But it would also mean that all those little kids and all those other people out there that are suffering from this shit wouldn't have to, right? So I would take that trade in a heartbeat. yeah. That being said, that ain't gonna ever happen. You know, it'd be nice, but it ain't gonna happen. I don't think we're ever gonna get an actual cure for cancer. We're gonna get some treatment, some good treatment, some bad treatment, some You know, hopefully you get the right treatment that's gonna help you for what you got. That's all you can hope. You know, and that you got good doctors and are in a good place. I hope that, you know, people can get that. I don't expect to get it, right? Just because of my track record with the world, right? At this point, I don't expect to be treated kindly when I go anywhere. I don't expect to be treated with respect. I don't for 1 second think that when I go out into the world, it's going to be a nice time. You know, I sure hope every time that I go out, I'm positive and I'm upbeat and I try, and every time I go out, I'm for some reason I'm kicked in the face. You know, not exactly every time, right? But I have to get out of my normalcy in order for that to happen, right? Like the whole Big Sandy event from beginning to end was perfect. The whole thing going out with my daughter to see Pete Wentz, that was perfect. And all these other little things that we plan and do, we're actually being able to make those perfect. I'll be right back. Well, and I guess, you know, perfect in a sense that I'm able to actually stay calm. I'm able actually to look past the bullshit and the assholes and just be in the moment, right? So, you know, I probably do have to pat myself on the back a little for, you know, allowing my training to kick in. Because I had to retrain my brain. I did some micro dosing of mushrooms for a couple of months, and just a tiny little bit. You wouldn't even know that you had any in you, right? But I would do that and then put myself in a really good place, in a really good mental condition, and I would just sit. And mainly I would just sit in the quiet and drink tea or listen to music or watch a movie or something that just made me feel good. And I would do that twice a week and microdose a tiny little bit of mushrooms. And just find my happy place, so that months after I had done it, I could just, when I was starting to feel I could just click my head and go to that happy place, right? And I can still do that. I can still just say, fuck it, and just kind of brush shit off, you know. And I was never able to do that before. I would let shit get to me and fester, and I would just, right? And I don't do that anymore. So much so that when shit's happening to me physically, I just kind of, fuck it, let it go. And now I'm in the position of having to deal with the end result of having said, fuck it, it's just pain, right? And that's messed up, man. That's really messed up. Really. Yeah, every day is just a physical challenge to do everything. All of the normal shit, you know, hurts. But it doesn't hurt as bad as trying to do the outside, the normal stuff. Leaving town 3 or 4 days a week and spending a bunch of time in the car and out moving around and doing stuff and walking and standing and standing and standing. Yeah, I can't do that kind of shit anymore. I think this next year is going to have to be more about, if I'm going to last, it's going to have to be more about longevity and taking care of myself, trying to get as much time out of what I got left, kind of a thing. So depending on what happens with the doctors, I would like to start going out with my daughter on a regular walk, going to the tennis court and doing a little bit of back and forth, and try to introduce more physicality into my life. And I think stopping smoking is going to help give me some of that longevity, some of that, stamina that I am so lacking. And then calories. I need to adjust my eating. I need to actually get up in the morning and have real food and eat on a regular schedule rather than eat haphazardly, right? I eat like a homeless person grocery shopping in an alley, right? You get what you get. And I gotta move past my past and change my eating habits. It's not so much now that we're making bad foods. We're just not making them enough. We're not making them regularly. We're not on a regular schedule. I think with a little more stamina, I would be able to pull off regular family meals and be able to plan my eating habits throughout the day, and better equip myself nutritionally, because right now I'm hanging on. I get up, I eat a cereal bar, I drink coffee, and that's from 4 in the morning to 9 in the morning. So for 5 hours, all I get is a cup and a half of coffee and a cereal bar and a lot of smoke. Right? So get rid of the smoke, get rid of the coffee, up the food. Switch to juice and water, no tea. Use tea in the evenings and on the weekends when I need them as a remedy rather than as a daily vice. Psst. Come on, go lay down in your bed. You can get on the couch later. You're just going to bump my camera. I know. Go to bed. Go to lay down. Go lay down. There you go. Is your bed uncomfortable? You want to make it for you? Let me just make her bed here. Looks like Sam's been in here. Okay, there you go. There you go. Let me get her on under a blanket. There you go, baby. Is that better? Huh? You're special too. Everybody's special here. Everybody's special. I try to treat these dogs as equal as possible. They're completely different because they're all different dogs, just like kids and people. You gotta treat everybody differently. The same but different. So they each get the same equal portions and the same amount of love and respect. But they gotta, you gotta treat them differently too. Because they all have different personalities. Damn it. I wish I could remember one movie that we watched recently, but for the love of Pete, I cannot. For the love of Broderick Crawford, I just can't remember. Anyway, it's not important now, because I have my movie log and a pen, and they shall forever remain together. And that's another thing. I need to put a VCR and some tapes into the van, or a VCR and hook it up and get it all ready anyway. And then when I go someplace, grab a bunch of tapes and chuck them into my denim day bag, and take a stack of movies with me, because that would have come in such fucking handy on Saturday had we been able to turn on the TV and pop in a nice long movie and just sit in the back of the van and watch a movie, because it's got a TV and power and everything, and I've got it all set up for a VCR. So I need to go back in there and hook it all up and make sure that it's all working good, and then power it down and have it ready. Because, I mean, I've got some great movies on VHS that they would have just loved to watch. So, yeah. And hopefully we'll be able to get out and do more in the back of the van, hanging out, doing stuff. Because it's not a bad place to be. It's comfortable. It's comfortable as hell back there. They just laid on the sofa. We could have made it into a bed, and they're like, nah, don't worry about it. I should have made it into a bed before we left the house, but my daughter likes to sit way in the back when we're driving around. Which is, fucking cool. I wish I could sit in the back of the van and have somebody drive me around. So that, an 8-track player. I want to get an 8-track player out there. Be able to take a case of 8-tracks out with me when we go somewhere. Be able to drive around and have them in the back watching a movie, right? Hell yeah. That's the shit, man. That's the fucking shit. Totally. Because, I mean, if we're watching a movie, more than likely, if it's a VHS, I've seen it a million times. God, I feel like I don't know. It's probably a pinched nerve, right? It feels like a sting, a bite, but you can't itch it. It's like on the inside, right? So it's probably one of those fucking nerve things. Bugs the shit out of me. That happens once in a while, where I'm like, ow, fuck, and I try to itch it, and it just don't itch. It's like that itch on your inner ear, where you and you can't itch it, or it feels like it's on the inner ear or back of your throat kind of area, and you just cannot get to it. Oh, I hate that. That's frustrating as hell. Yeah, tedious, like my show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know it. Know it. So I'm going to take all of these live shows, and I'm going to create a playlist. I believe I can do this. I think I saw this somewhere. Is create a playlist that's subscriber only. And I'm going to move all of these live shows over into a subscriber only playlist. And I am going to start up a new season 4 of mornings. I'm going to do a season 3 of nighttime nonsense and nostalgia. I'm going to do a season 2 of Minecraft Mondays. I'm going to start introducing other shows, and I'll do other live shows on Thursdays and Fridays and Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we'll do all these weird shows. And the fun part is that I have to do them, introduce them. I can't just say, okay, here's a bunch of live shows every week. I'm going to go live 10 times a week again. I can't do that. I have to limit what I'm doing versus what I'm doing with the rest of the family. And my other schedule soon to appear is going to be my doctor visit schedule. So like I told my wife, if that interferes with this, then it becomes a part of this, and I just take this with me to wherever I'm at, And if that means recording me in places doing stuff and then bringing it home and editing it all together and just basically just taking all the videos, stitching them together and saying this is an episode. If that's what it is, that's what it is. Now my plan, because of work and wanting my wife to be involved, we are going to try to plan visits after a certain time, right? Now that our daughter is old enough to deal with feeding herself and taking care of herself and being by herself and stuff, we are going to set it up for after our daily routine, and we're going to try to set it up for Fridays because it won't always work, but mainly because our daughter's at university, and we have to make sure that we're available for transportation, period. That's, I don't really want to have to deal with this now while my daughter's in school. What we're trying to do is get things set up so that by summertime, if I have to take some heavy time to do something, we've got that time to deal with it. If I have to pass off reunion duties to someone else, then I'm going to do that. Because, the only reason I'm doing this is for my family, right? If it were just me, I'd just say, fuck it, throw me in a hole and kick some dirt in my face when you don't find me breathing, right? But I gotta stick it out as long as possible. And the reunion, that's second on the list. This stuff here that I'm doing, I want to do this as long as I can. Creatively, I want to get a bunch of stuff done. There's a bunch of stuff that I want to write. I want to write some more music, some more songs. I want to record everything that I've done ever and get that done. I want to do some more documentaries and try to encapsulate my life while I still have time to talk about it. So I got a shitload of stuff I want to do. Just a ton. And it's very difficult to chisel out time to do it right now. So I think once I get the whole doctor thing started and everyone else starts to see what I know, I think maybe then I'll get a little more opportunity to just focus on what I need to get wrapped up while I can do it, right? I don't want to be a burden on my wife and daughter. I don't want to be a burden on my daughter while she's going to school, and I don't want her to be distracted with my own issues. So I'm going to make this just as 1, 2, 3 as I can. It is what it is. They've been dealing with my pain issues for 10 years. That's all my daughter knows is Dad's in pain. I mean, she's 20 years old, so since she's been 10 years old, that's what she's known. Dad's in pain, right? Makes Dad mad. And it does. It pisses me off. It used to really piss me off. I used to just fucking scream and cuss and fucking throw shit because I was in so much fucking pain. I couldn't escape it, right? And I finally, to an extent, I got used to it. And retraining my brain with microdosing mushrooms really, really helped to get past that anger thing. And then YouTube has really helped me to get out of my shell altogether. It feels like it's a little too late because physically I just feel like I'm fucked. Like I ain't going to make it much longer. So there is a sense of urgency, like I need to get shit done. I need to do as much as I can with as many people as possible. I need to do as much as I can with my family and friends. And I hate to say it, but when you find out that this is it, that's when you're actually going to be able to see people, when people are going to come around, when they know that, well, it's his time, we better go try to see him before it's too late, before he's too far gone, that's what I'm hoping. And I'm hoping I'm not too far gone by the reunion, having my teeth taken out and the physical toll of that, and then I'm already physically fucked up. What's that going to do? So, yeah. I'm holding on, baby. But I feel like I've always been holding on. You know, since I was a little kid, I feel like I've just been holding on. I've just been struggling to stay alive, to have the will to give a shit about being alive. You know, I feel like it's always been an issue. You know, what are you gonna do? Sun's coming up. Yeah, once again, too little, too late. Yeah. So many things to do. I'm not even working on the last week. I'm still working on the second to the last week. I got one more week to do before February is done. And I got a couple of days left to do it. Right? It is the 30th. So I got the 30th and the 31st. And I can get it done probably by the 1st. Right? I think I've got some escape episodes to upload and some educational films to upload. And then I'm done through the week of the 17th through the 21st. And then I'm going to be finishing off the week of the 24th through the 28th, the end of the year. Or the end of that month, February. So that should take me to the end of this year, and I should, by the end of December, a couple of days, I should pretty much have my show programmed through January and February. And then I am going to spend one more week working on programming for another month, so that I will be a month and 3 weeks ahead, so that every 3 weeks, or every month, I'll do another week's worth of programming time and schedule out another month of programming. So it takes me about a week to program a month's worth of stuff on the channel. Dig it up, edit it, get it all together, upload it. It's my last couple of days, week of coffee here, because I'm going to have to get off of this coffee shit. I'll probably have coffee through the end of the week, because I got to get up at 4 in the morning and do this shit, right? But when I come back, I hope to be past that and on to a different kind of schedule, waking up. You know, get up, eat some specific foods, and have a protein shake or something. Have something that is beneficial rather than detrimental to my health. And try to make a change. I'm not looking at going to the gym and, you know, bumping myself up every morning. I've never been able to get into going to walks because it's the desert. It's either too cold or too hot. A couple of weeks out of the year, you get a chance to go out and walk around and do healthy stuff. And if you just don't care to be out into the heat or the extreme cold, then fuck it, you don't have to be. So, yeah, my daughter wants a treadmill, so we may wind up getting one of those and then just sharing time. Okay, I put on 1.5 miles, you do it now. Well, I did 1 3/4 miles. So, we'll maybe do something like that and have the family. I don't know that we'll put it in the house. It'll probably go out into the laundry room on the floor and utilize it that way, so that there's kind of a sense of privacy. You can go into your own world. I can set up a TV and a stereo out there and have it so that it folds up out of the way, and then I can bring my drums down and set them up. Because that's one of the things I want to change this year, is I want to get back to my musical stuff, and we got to get calendars because we're hurting, and schedule out, plan my life a little bit better, or the rest of it, what I got left. Plan my time better. I got a lot of crap I got to do, and if I'm able to play these instruments the way I want them played for the specific songs that I'm doing, then I can do stuff myself. So one of my goals is to learn some more about this video stuff, but to learn more about myself musically. And I would really like to be able to take my music and record it myself and then have it professionally recorded so that I can just leave that behind, at least, you know, because it's always been a part of me. I've had these songs in me forever, you know. I got to get them out. Even the new ones have been in me forever, or they wouldn't be so easy to get out, right? It's just a lot of shit that I got to get done. And the whole idea of cataloging everything that I own is almost ridiculous, right? It's like I have to catalog them bulk. It's like, okay, here's all of my LPs. They go to my daughter. Here's all of my 45s. They go to so-and-so. Here's all of my 8 tracks. These get given away and these get sold. And it's like, that's how it's going to have to be. Because when we're talking about items, you know, in the quantity of hundreds and thousands, I can't just sit. That would be the rest of my life right there, is cataloging all of that stuff. So it's better just to say, okay, look, from A to Z, all of my records, from this, you know, all of these things here, this collection of this and this collection of that. When we get down to cameras and stuff, players, recorders, that's going to be a little different because I don't have a whole lot of those things. Granted, I do have dozens of this and a dozen of that, but it ain't in the hundreds. I want to watch all of my movies. I want to listen to all of my records. I want to watch all of my 16 millimeter films. I'd really love to do this with others. But if I get to sit and watch all of my movies alone by myself before I check out, I'll do that. You know, my own little theater of the mind, whatever. Wow. No shit. You don't say. No, I don't. Do you? I swear, I'm not going to say it. Hear me now and forget about it later. I gotta look at something here on the computer. The computador. Orale. Orale, dude. Orale, bro. Oh, Linda Lavin dies at 87. So we just lost 3 in a row just recently, right? Jimmy Carter, Linda Lavin. It was somebody else. That's heavy. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Yeah. Here we are. Huh. 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 Yeah. Hmm. 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 Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Boogity boogity. Boogity boogity. Yeah. Yeah. Just browsing through books here. And I'm not finding the book that I want under the title, which is, oh. Huh. Hmm. Well, wasn't that something, wasn't it? I was drifting. I was going. I was drifting. I was drifting. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, man. Why you gotta go back to the top of the page? Huh? Huh? Ah. Yeah, making me crazy, yeah? Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? So far I'm not finding the book that I want. Maybe I should try the whole... publishing. Huh? That's not working either. Yeah, I don't think that's what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. Is that what this is? Thrift books? Yep. Thrift books. There we go. Well, I guess I ain't gonna find the book I'm looking for there. I guess I need to head by the old paperback bookstore up the road. Spend a couple of hours poking through there, right? Yeah, it ought to do it. Totally. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. So anyway, I'm looking for a copy, a paperback copy of Over the Edge. The paperback book version of the movie Over the Edge from 1979. And I am not... I'm finding stuff about rock climbers and baseball and space and time and weird stuff. But nothing that says that it is from the movie. And I didn't realize there was a paperback version of the movie until I was looking at the bottom of this movie poster. And I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. But there probably were not many copies, because there was not many copies of the soundtrack on LP or 8-track. Not too many copies of the movie made, period, on VHS. Of course, it's out on DVD now, and you can find it on Prime, but for a while there, you couldn't find it anywhere. And I still can't locate it on paperback here. So that's going to be one of those unicorn things there. Yep. Yep. That's it. Oh yeah, I just felt my spine say snappity snap. Snappity snap. Heather Graham. It's not the same Heather Graham, right? Come on. She doesn't write novels, does she? Huh. Ha. It's amazing how many books have the title Over the Edge, or the phrase Over the Edge in the title, or the edge of. Uh-huh. Oi, Chihuahua. I think I've about extended myself as far. There's more Over the Edge. Grand Canyon. Seems to be a lot about the Grand Canyon, titled Over the Edge. Uh-huh. Well, I guess I'm just shit out of luck then. Shit me britches. Alright. I don't know why it's bringing up Blade Runner. Is that because I said unicorn? Ah, jeez. Is my computer listening to me? Alright. Might as well turn off that eBay thing before I actually order something. And now, since I've met Robert Williams in person again, and was actually able to, you know, form some kind of acquaintanceship with him, I feel more comfortable now, you know, giving gifts to people I don't know. And he made me feel really, really genuine by letting me know how much he appreciated the gift and the compliments and the interaction. And he said it made him feel more human than I guess than he gets to, right? In his position, he is looked at as a kind of an oddity and an object and a celebrity kind of thing. And which is why I wanted the back and forth, but also because I like real experiences and meeting real people and stuff. So for me, it was just as much the same, you know. So for him to get the same out of it that I was getting out of it, a real personal experience with real people sharing a moment, that's where it was at for me. And to know that that's where it was at for him too, and that he doesn't often get that made it real special. Yeah, so thank you, Robert. That was awesome. I'll never forget that. Never forget it. That's the great stuff. Of course, I was going to put in my title this morning on my show, Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys, so that it would be on YouTube as such. But I think I'm going to put together that little video tonight about the show. And I just need to scrounge up a few more things, elements. And then usually what I do is I take all of my elements and I put them into a file, which means videos and photos and any things that I want to alter in my photo altering program. captions and text that I want to create to use. So I'll do that and put it all together in a file, and then create things as I need them as well. And then I'll open up the video editing program, and I'll just kind of start. How do I want it to start? How do I want the beginning to look like? You know. And then I'll just kind of start from there, and then I'll just start bringing in elements and finding out how they fit. And then, yeah, it's fun, you know. It's really fun. So I'll do that, and then what I'll do is I won't share it anywhere because I'm not allowed now. I'm not allowed to comment. Somebody disapproved my comments on Big Sandy and the Fly Right Boys page, and I think Robert Williams' page as well. So I can't leave comments. All I can do is like and share and that kind of stuff. And send private messages, but I refuse to do that until somebody sends me a private message first. So I think I tried that at one time, sending people messages, and you know, I probably just got the third eye, right? Who the hell is this guy? Why does he keep doing this? So I just said, you know what, fuck it. I'll tag somebody, and if they want to acknowledge it, they can. If not, they can untag themselves or whatever. So I'll go ahead and make my little cutesy video and post it on YouTube and share it to Facebook and tag them in it so that they have the opportunity to share it and repost it or like it or do, or, you know, go, yeah. I don't think I'm going to put any, in this video, I don't think I'm going to put any full songs. I think I'm going to use the couple of songs that my wife recorded, the couple of songs that I recorded, and of the guys, the other guys up there, and then the one song that I recorded. I'm just going to use pieces, and then a little bit of a sound check. I think I'll maybe use, if I've got sound check audio, which they did 2 songs during sound check, but I did not record them. I recorded them on stage mucking about, right? And whatever audio is there, I'll use that. And then use whatever songs and just do a little bit of, here's this song playing, now the next song, and the next song, and the next. And then while I'm doing that, or after that, I think probably after that is when I'll do the photos and the signatures and all of that stuff, you know, and kind of wrap it up that way. Or not, I don't know. I'm still going to feel it out, see how it feels, what kind of overall, you know, emotion do I want to give it. It's probably going to look vintage, it's going to look old school. I'll probably rough it up so that it's not so perfect. Mainly so I can blend the video together from my wife's phone to my phone. And that'll be neat to have a different, she's kind of down low on one side looking up, and I'm over here up looking up. We don't get the same songs, but like I said, I didn't want to record anything because I didn't want to be interfered watching the show. I didn't want anything between me and the show, right? I just wanted to enjoy. I wanted that memory. I want to savor that memory. So, but I did have to record a little bit. You know, I did have to record a little bit. And then when I recorded that one song, man, I believe that was the song that he fucking got into. His hair was fucking going crazy, and he was just screaming. It was great. Well, I can't wait to sit and look back at that footage and pick out some of the footage for the little video montage, right? Oh, that's gonna be great. Little video medley. yeah, watching the dog turn around and get comfortable. Yeah, well, we are in the last hour of my show this morning. I have been pretty much solo all morning. I had Joey on earlier, but, you know, work and groceries and all that kind of stuff. You have fun. Take it easy. We'll talk over the later in the week when you got some time off, and I'll stop in when you and my daughter are playing video games and say hi. But yeah, this has been cool. This is my last week. I swear, finally, this is it. My last week. I got my appointment set up. Everything is scheduled to go. I'm going to get a confirmation text here pretty soon, and I'm going to say, yeah, baby, let's do this shit. And I'm ready to move on down the line. I'm going to be ordering my temporary dentures here in the next couple of days. Getting that taken care of. Going to be getting a lot of soft foods to eat for a few days. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be cooking a pot of chili anytime soon. I think I'm going to wait for my mouth to heal a little bit. And then, yeah, I'm just going to make some soft foods. Some meat, of course, but make sure that it's cooked thoroughly so that I don't have to chew it. I can just mince it up with a knife and fork on my plate and then just kind of mash potatoes and gravy and meat and swallow it. You know, I need to stay nourished. Most people, when they lose their teeth, lose weight, and they concern themselves with not being able to chew. And I just want to get food in me. I don't care how, right? I just need to get it in me. Stick it into a tube and blow it down my throat if you have to, but get it in me. So that I don't just shrivel up and blow away. I've already lost way too much weight. I don't need to lose any more. I'm excited about my movie log. This is a long time coming here. And then that's going to give me stuff to talk about for movies. And like I said, when I come back, I think I'm going to come back and do my Friday show, Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia, is going to be my flashback show. I think Throwback Thursday is going to be my video time machine show. Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia, it could also work on Wednesdays because it's Old Time Radio Wednesdays and it's a radio program, right? I don't want to do more than 3 live shows an evening or a week during the evenings. The morning shows, I can just decide, okay, I'm only going to do an hour today of morning, and then I'm going to go on with my day because I'm driver or something. So I can do 5 to 6. If I can do 5 to 8, then I will do 5 to 6 doing this, and then 6 to 8 doing the other part of the program. And say, okay, well, I've got this day available, so where I'm not driving in the morning, so let me schedule in this show. And so on Mondays, I'll do Minecrafting in the evening, because that's when I'll be able to do it. And it might be later in the evening if I am one of the responsible drivers for that day. If I can set it up so that I've got Mondays off, so that I can do my morning show, Monday Movie Memories, and come back with a Minecrafting. Now that I could do because I've got that whole day to do it. And then the next day I come and I just do a morning hour and then nothing else for the day. And then Wednesday I show up, I do a morning hour, nothing else for the day, and maybe come back at 5 in the evening and do a nighttime nonsense and nostalgia, right? And just try to shuffle it, schedule it, so that I'm not bumping heads with anybody else's schedule. So, calendar, a magnetized whiteboard. That's pretty much what I need, right? There's something I need to look on, to look for. Magnetic whiteboard and magnetic strips, right? Magnetic whiteboard. Okay. Magnetic steel dry erase board, 8x4. That's fucking huge. No, I don't want to do the whole math guy thing. 48 by 36. Magnetic whiteboard with detachable whatchases. Whatchasuchases. How expensive is this? Oh, that's too expensive. That's too expensive. And that's is that the smallest? 35 by 23.6. That's still $40. So that's the cheapest one they have. Let me take a look at that one. 36 by 24. A magnetic dry erase board. Okay, so I can put on refrigerator magnets. That's important. But most importantly, I need to find what you call it? What is that stuff called? Magnetic tape. Magnetic strips. Oh. Magnetic labels for dry erase board. Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay. So there are the magnetic labels for the dry erase. Usable magnetic labels, stickers for whiteboard. Okay. That's great. 54 pieces, 48 pieces. Something like that is going to really work for me. Because they're colored. Dry erase labels, colorful name tag, flexible reusable magnetic labels, stickers for whiteboard, refrigerator. Okay. For lockers and all kinds of stuff. Let's see how they're used. Magnets on one side, thickness. I can write. They're colorful, flexible. I can put stuff on them and then move them around. I can write with Sharpies on some of them. Ooh, 162 pieces. Times 12, is that what that is? No. Something, oh, count, that's the thickness, okay. Alright. I like the, I like this. That's really, really cool. So let me save that one as well. Well. So I'll try to get something like that set up this month and get that in here alongside of my wall calendar so that I know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and where it's all going and how it's going on. And what's really, weird about all of this is that it's only for me, right? Nobody else thinks about all of this kooky crap that I'm doing. My wife and daughter think I'm nuts, but they see the benefits. Keeping me busy, occupied with this weird shit. And it's fun. I love planning and organizing. I wish I had my own real, well, I guess it is my own real show, my own real channel. But it'd be fun to do this, I don't know, professionally. I guess it wouldn't, though. It wouldn't be fun to do it professionally because, dang it, it just wouldn't. So now I need to take some of these labels and choose what to use the colors for, because there's like borders, colorful borders around each white label, and then how to use them. Do I want to Sharpie onto them specific things and then use dry erase on some that are going to be changed out every week? More than likely not. More than likely I'll use my program guide weekly thing here to decide what's going on each show, and use the whiteboard and the magnetics to decide where the actual shows are located, so that I can change things around if I need to, reschedule shows, move them to a different date. Take that video time machine, it's going to bounce around. It'll follow holidays, and it'll just kind of be where it is. No video time machine this week. It ain't gonna happen, Captain. We're just too busy. My schedule does not allow me to spend too much time here on the computer right now. So that's okay, because we're taking a break. This is the beginning of the end here. This is the last week for a few weeks. So we've just been kind of phasing things out since, I think, November. We've been phasing out shows. Yeah, totally. And we're just about ready to phase out the last two live things going on, which is this morning show and the Minecrafting Mondays. And that's it. And then everything from here on out is going to be recorded, original content perhaps, but yeah, everything was going to be taped. Well, if I can manage it this evening, I'm going to try to get out and go to open mic. The only thing is, we've got 3 houses to clean today. And I've got Minecrafting Monday, perhaps. So I'm going to check with my daughter. If she doesn't have any like tournaments or anything set up, or any play dates with her friends, then I'll schedule in to get the switch from her at 4:45 and get it back to her at 6:45. So I need it a few minutes before 5, so I can get back in. A few minutes before 5, so I can get logged in and everything and get ready to play. And then go lay down. Go lay down. Good girl. Good girl. Bessie, over there. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. There's nowhere to go right now. It's almost time. The show's almost over, and then you can harass me. Okay? Okay. So just go to bed. Just go to bed. Okay. Just go to bed. There you go. Good girl, Squinty McGinty Magoo. Yeah, but this is going to be the last week of everything. The last week of everything live for right now. If I'm really, really lucky, I'll have the opportunity to lay down some voice over for some commercial stuff. I may not worry about it. I may just use captions, text captions and stuff to get my point across so that I can do several versions and not have to worry about using my voice. Yeah, it's just... What are you going to do, huh? What are you going to do, Mr. McGew? I don't know, man. I totally just don't know. I know that I'm probably going to eat something here in the next 30 or 40 minutes because I'm starving. I don't know what. Pizza, maybe? We got pizza Saturday night and threw it in the fridge when we got home. But I've been eating it pretty steadily since we got it. So I had some on Saturday night. I had some Saturday morning or Friday morning when we did the, not Friday morning, Sunday morning when we got home. And then I think I had some yesterday at some point. So I think I've got a couple of slices left in there that I can chew on. And I think that'll be breakfast because it's a good Parmesan, garlic Parmesan sauce and cheese, mushrooms, and pineapple. So it's not like, oh my gosh, it's going to give me heartburn. No, just the opposite. It's really good. So I'll throw that in a toaster oven and heat that up until it's all bubbly and crisp again. And scarf that down with some juice. Ooh, lemonade probably. And get geared up to go early to clean houses so that I can get back early and take a frickin' nap. Yesterday we got done so early, it was really incredible. I was back here at home by 1:30. Yeah, by 1:30 we got finished at 1:15. So I was back here putting pizza in the oven by 1:30. And I actually went and tried to lay down, but I wound up just kind of hanging out with my wife in bed. And then she took a nap, and I just kind of floundered. So I'm going to go in, jump in bed, turn on my sound machine, and pull the curtains and go to sleep. If I can get a couple of good hours in before this evening, then I'll probably able to wrap my show up, jump in the van, and head on over to open mic. Try to hang out there for a couple of hours and get back here and get in bed so that I can get up and be here in the morning. And then I'm going to try to do that again Thursday, is get out and go to my friend's first show this week, and then try to get out Friday and go down to Palm Springs and go to his second show. The first show is up here at a local bar, so that'll be easier to get to. But getting down to Palm Springs, that'll be a little tougher. And I'm going to have to take my wife with me. Because I don't want to... I don't like going out that far, going out alone. Maybe to the open mic for sure, I could do that alone. Just a couple of the guys, no big deal. Go into a bar I've never been to. I'd rather have my wife with me, hanging out, somebody to talk to. We can go hide in a corner and chit-chat, and I won't have to look like the wallflower, you know. and definitely to Palm Springs, just because it's out of town, and once again, I don't want to sit in one of those places and hang out alone. So, the last time we went there, the 420 Club, I went and I bought a big rollie and kind of hung out and smoked it while I was sitting in there. But I may just sit and, you know, puff on my little one hitter and do that. Mainly because I don't want to get so wiped out and then have my wife say, "Oh, you drive home." So I just want to go down and see these guys do their thing. And my friend David is looking for musicians to start a band. And I know he's going to find guys because he's got a reputation in town of being able to do a lot musically, right? And that is really cool. So, yeah. He's gonna kill it. He's gonna kill it. I hope that at some point I can kind of, in some tiny little way, be a part of what he's doing. You know, helping him make music videos, coming up with video content for his shows, helping him with set design, helping him with music in some small part, you know, singing backup on something, writing him some lyrics, I don't know, collaboration of some kind. That would be just phenomenal. He's helped me, and I've kind of tried to help him. He's given me way more help than I've been able to give him. And by him collaborating with me, my stuff has just turned out awesome. You know, let's go to the movies. Wouldn't be half as good without him in it. Yeah, it's really, really cool. So I hope that at some point we can collaborate some more before it's too late and I don't have any time to, you know, or any of me left to do anything, you know. Our schedules are just so different. I mean, he's probably swinging up on some kind of wind generator right now, looking down from 100 feet up. Or in his studio, laying down some tracks, trying to record something, or practicing something, getting ready for the show, or, I mean, he's just so damn busy. Oh, nice it is to be young and energetic and healthy, you know. Oh, I can only imagine what that's like anymore. All I can do is imagine. So basically I do what I can do. If all I can do is sit here and do this, I sit here and do this. You know. That's pretty much it. Drip little coffee spots on my Vienna shirt. Dope! Yeah, I'm going to wear this shirt every week. I'm going to wear this shirt every frickin' week until I see Vienna again. And I'm going to have my daughter make me a Big Sandy, help me make a Big Sandy shirt. That's all there is to it. I'm going to figure out how to do it. Right? How do I do it? How do I do it? I don't know, but I'm going to figure out how to do it. Somehow. Some way. Somehow. I'm going to do it, baby. Oh, man. I was looking at that giant list of things I want to do. Thinking, what am I going to be able to do today? Not much. If I'm real lucky, I'll be able to get more of these things uploaded here. I think the last time I was here, I created a bunch of ed films to load. And finished loading all of the stuff over here. So I need to go to back to this computer here and upload 5 ed films and 5 escape episodes. So I need to do 5 this morning and try to do 5 this evening at some point before I go to sleep. That's probably going to max out. I'll probably be maxed out on my uploads because of that. But hey, I got to get it over with. I got to be 2 months ahead. There's that fucking pain again. Oh man, it's like a needle. Okay. $162 pieces, red, blue, green, yellow, pink, orange, purple, gray, black. Wow. They're rectangulars. They're metal, but they're like tape. Strong, full backing, magnetic, name tags, easy to use, dry erase, easy to clean, multi-usage. 3.2 by 1.2 inches. Oh, those are. It also includes sticky notes. Or is that what they're called? Dry erase sticky notes comes with 9 colors. Okay. So that's the size, 162, 9 colors. Rectangular. That's perfect. I just have to figure out how to label them. Probably use a Sharpie, black Sharpie, and just do really, really legible printing. That's it. So the board is going to cost $40. This is going to cost $20. So that's $60 right there. That's like a budget. It eats up a bunch of different budgets, right? What are you going to do? Not get it? Probably won't get it. I'd like to get it, but I probably won't get it. Because I'll have to get my wife and daughter to order it for me, and they're going to be like, you don't need this. If I can find something like that at Walmart, then I'll just pick it up. So I guess when we look at calendars today, I'll try to see if there's something available there. I don't recall seeing magnetic dry erase boards, but we'll see. And then what I'll do is I'll take a Sharpie and create days of the week. The days of the week this way, in the length of the rectangular spaces, right? So it'll have 7. We'll do 7. We'll do a 7-day week, and then I'll have time slots, 5 in the morning, and I think what I'll do is I'll do 5 to 5 to 8, right? So I'll need 12, 15 slots going down this way with time. So that's a pretty good sized board, really. 24 by 36 might not be big enough. It might have to be 36 by 48 or something. What I might do is find some sheet metal in the right size and smooth it out and glue it to a board, and then spray paint it with high gloss white enamel that I can whiteboard on. But it doesn't even really need to be whiteboard. It needs to be Sharpie, because everything in those little rectangular spots that I make is going to be written on a magnet. The days of the week are going to be written on magnets. The shows are going to be written on magnets. The times are going to be written on magnets. So everything can be replaced. You know, it's like I'm not doing anything in that time slot. Pull that time. You know, I'm not doing anything these days of the week. Pull that day. And just have up there what I'm doing. If I decide to do something on Saturday, pop Saturday back in and pop that time in. I loved to make those kinds of charts and graphs and stuff. I hated to do it for schoolwork, but I loved to do it for my own stuff. I had a job in plastics where I was responsible for a lot of production and product. And I used to just love to schedule and plan and do all of these crazy things with, charts and graphs. Yeah. So we got less than 20 minutes left this morning. I had hoped that more people were going to stop by and be engaging about the whole big Sandy thing. So I'm kind of glad I didn't put on the YouTube thing that, hey, that's what the show is about today. Because it hasn't really been. It's been more a little bit about a reminiscent over the weekend. But I think tomorrow, if I can sit here this evening, well, you know what? I doubt I'm going to have an opportunity to work on the computers today at all. I think I'm going to be uploading here until I go to work, and then I'm going to be on live for Minecrafting at 5, and then I'll be running out the door at 6:30. So I'm not going to really have time for shit. Yeah. Gonna have time for shit. I really need to get over to my friend's house and pick up my drum kit and get it back here so I can fuck around with it. Mainly because I don't want to get out and do that kind of shit after I've got my teeth out, and I want to have something to do to keep me occupied, you know, mentally. So I'm going to set up a shitload of projects in here, and rather than work on the projects, I'm going to try to organize the projects into days of things that I want to schedule into my show. All right, if I've got to work on this mandolin here and get this ready to play and tune it up and figure out how to start playing it so I can get it to my wife and get her to start playing. It's been sitting here for a year just because we're too busy with shit, and we haven't, you know, gotten into it. So she just knits, you know, and if I can get her from knitting into picking, you know, that'd be great. I would really like it if my daughter and my wife and I could record at least one song together where we're each playing a musical instrument. Even if I'm the only one singing, that's fine, but if we're each playing a musical instrument, that to me would be like a dream come true. To have something like that moment right there saved for all time. That would be, yeah, that would be more than awesome. So, little things. I just want to try to create as many little awesome memories as possible. Big giant memories, even better. But, you know, just savor. I just want to enjoy, savor, and leave my daughter with as many awesome memories as possible. And I'm leaving here with stuff that she's totally unaware of. She doesn't watch this show. She doesn't know what I do here. She doesn't get into this. Or maybe her friends stop by once in a while, you know. But it's not like she gets it right now. Later, 5, 10, even a year from now, she might start watching these things and get it. These things here might be you know, and I hope it does, might be what helps my daughter through me not being around, right? So in that, with that in mind, I really need to double down on curating all of this stuff and getting it into one manageable place where she can look into a hard drive and see everything I've got there organized and know chronologically and know exactly where things are at, what I've been doing, how I've been doing it, and be able to hang out with me, you know, listen to me ramble on about my weird bullshit, you know. So there you go. And I kind of expected that at some point this channel is going to get really real, right? I mean, this is as real as it gets at this point. This is real reality. When we've really got to start dealing with personal health issues and stuff, and things get really, really tough, then the show's really going to be fucking real, right? At some point, she may not want to continue watching it when things start getting really real, you know. These first 3 seasons of this morning show have been wow, right? A whole year of this shit. This next year, this next season, season 4 of mornings, it may take on a different shape. Mornings in the afternoon, mornings in the evening. Hey, this is mornings, you know, Tuesday afternoon, the doctor's office, had to get up and leave early, didn't get a chance to do my show, so here I am outside having a smoke break. Okay, I just talked to the doctor. Okay, we're in the doctor's office and he's agreed to talk, you know, whatever. I plan on bringing as much of this as I can. But like I said, or was beginning to say, in the beginning, I kind of saw it going along with me, this whole YouTube thing, for the entire rest of the journey, right? And that's pretty much where it's at. I think this YouTube thing, at least videos, are going to be around with me all the way up through the end, because I got no other way of leaving myself, leaving my legacy, you know, being remembered. That's pretty much it. Whatever I put down on video from now on, whatever audio I create, whatever photos I create, that's pretty much what I'm leaving behind, right? Whatever good memories I enjoy with family and friends, that's what I'm leaving behind. That's all I got left. You know, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not going to be leaving billions of dollars. I'm not going to leave an estate. I'm not going to leave a trust. You know, I'm going to leave myself behind. That's it. That's all. Will it be worth anything to anyone besides my wife and daughter? I don't know. Probably not. Is it going to live beyond them? I don't know. I would hope that at some point I will have created enough and put enough out there, and it will be saved in enough places that it will continue to exist. What I might do is pick people to send this data, this information to, so that it stays alive, so that it stays out there in the world. You know, here's a hard drive with everything on it that means anything to me. Hold this. Keep this. Upload this wherever possible. You know, you have one of the pieces to the puzzle. You know, it's like the TV show Planet of the Apes from 1970 something, right? In the series, it became part of the plot that the smartest people in the world had gotten together and created these little depositories of knowledge, human knowledge, in these places all over the country and all over the world. And you just had to get there and find it, and you would have all of this immense knowledge and power, right? The ability to bring the world back from ruin and apocalypse. And I think that's kind of what I'm trying to create, is a way to kind of bring me back from the beyond in some fashion. You know, perhaps a documentary, you know. Who the hell was this weird guy? Who the hell is the crazy old weird bearded guy? Why was he there? Where did he go? What happened? You know, and then just because I will have so much information about my entire life that you could literally take all of this footage of what I've got on my channel, documentaries and live stuff, and actually create something, a multi-part series about who the fuck is this crazy guy, right? And that's something, right? That's something. Because ultimately I'm going to leave the power to use all of this stuff with my daughter, right? Like, this is yours. This is, if you want to do something with this, you know, here's what I'd like done with it at some point. If you're able to do that, fantastic. Otherwise, just hold on to it, right? Just hold on to it. Pass it down and give instructions like I've given you. That's it. Keep me around, keep me alive. And then maybe at some point down the road, what I want done with it can be done with it, you know. Like I said, make some kind of documentary series about me. That would be neat. Not that I have anything to write home about, right? Turn me into a frickin' AI. Take all this information about me, upload it into an AI computer, and create me. Right? Like I said, nothing to write home about, but there's a lot of information, right? There's a lot of information packed into all of this shit. Mannerisms, character traits, the voice, facial expressions, everything. You know, it's all right here. So that would be neat. That would be way cool. I pop up again 20 years later as a TV show or some kind of video series, you know, where my AI just creates my own little, the way I would have done it, using what the AI knows about me through all of my videos and tapes. And yeah, that would be crazy. Because I do have videotapes that I've created over the last few years that I could upload, just upload that data. Just upload it. Just record it and put it on the hard drive, put it up on a YouTube, just put it up, just get me everywhere. I just want to be everywhere. So that when I'm gone, I'm still around. Because, oh look, here he is. Yeah. That's what I'm shooting for. Some kind of longevity post-mortem, right? Where did he go? I don't know, but he's still around. Totally. Completely, fully. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So what do we got going on this week? We got, I'm busy all week long. We're doing at least a couple of houses a day all week because of the holiday. Town is just full of people, pedestrians running around through traffic, cutting off people. It's fucking crazy. I went out Saturday for music. I'm going to go out tonight for music, and I'm going to go out Thursday and Friday for music. So that's another 4 nights out that I'm going to be doing this week. Mainly because I won't be able to for a while. You know, after this weekend, I'm done for a few weeks. So I'm hoping that by getting out tonight, I can hook up with my friend if he's going to be there and say, hey, look, it's you know, time critical that you get me stuff so that we can do this. And then being able to see him over the next couple of nights after that, hopefully I can get it home that we need to do this ASAP, so that I've got that couple of weeks where my channel is running itself. I've got nothing to do but sit here in this chair, and I need that to get my head in the right space and keep me out of being depressed. So whether it's that or another project, probably reunion video stuff, yeah, I just need to keep busy, keep real busy. So I'm going to do a bunch of video projects in the first 3 weeks of this year, and then do some more programming, and then get into another 3 weeks of going live. The first month of going live in 25 is going to be in February. And I've got to get it straightened out what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to go live every day in the morning and every evening during the week. I just don't think I'm going to do that. What I need to do is go live once a week in the evening for Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia, do a recorded show, Video Time Machine, and go live with my Minecrafting Mondays, so that I've got Monday and Fridays are live. And then one of those days, 1 week a month, I'm going to alternate with doing another segment. You know, one, and I don't know where that's going to work, right? If I can only do Mondays, then I'm going to squeeze 3 shows in a Monday and then not come back until Friday live, right? If I can get away with doing a short morning show and then coming back in the evening and doing my Minecrafting, then I'll do that. If I have to do my Minecrafting show later in the evening because my daytime schedule doesn't permit me to be on at 5, then I'll do that. I'd like to keep the Minecrafting Monday. I'd like to keep all of the other little things available and happening. So, yeah, stay tuned to see what further adventures are going on this channel. Because it'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right, people, I am going to boot up my end credits and get the heck out of here, all right? Because I got to go. I am starving, and I need to get my act together for today. We got some stuff to do, and I got all kinds of stuff to do this evening. So, all right, people, you know what to do. Be kind, spread peace and love, not bullshit. Take care of each other. Do something for yourself, but just as much do something for somebody else as yourself. Yeah, that's it. But most especially, people, stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you. All right, people. Love you, Big Sandy. Vienna. And y'all take care. All right. Adios. I will see you this evening for Minecrafting Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, people. Love you. Take care. Adios.
No, really.